hits today. Through 6 innings, they trail the Marlins 3-0. We will talk some O's baseball, recap today's game, and look at what the O's have done so far in 2021. Mark will join us around 4:40 or so. At 5 o'clock, we will talk to Bryce Williams, the former ECU tight end, will join us live inside the Pirate Radio studios. And we've got a full Mike Houston cut sheet. I love a cut sheet, Shirley Rhodes. We got a bunch of Mike Houston audio to get to. He spoke to the media after practice yesterday and talked about kind of the spring as an entirety, how the team has gotten better, what individuals have stood out. He looks ahead to Saturday. It's exciting. We got a format to discuss now. He talked about how the game will go, or the scrimmage will go, I should say, on Saturday, and people will be able to check that out coming up 1 o'clock at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. ECU Athletics finally kind of came out with at least a statement there saying that fans are welcome, parking, tickets are free, everything's free, and you can go out and watch the team coming up Saturday at 1 o'clock at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Shirley, the biggest news of the day, and we are a sports show, and this pertains to sports and sports attendance, may have come from Roy Cooper's Twitter account, as could be some good news on the horizon.
Yeah, he tweeted out that there was a good chance that if things continued the way that they have been as far as the numbers of cases, hospitalizations, people getting vaccinated, that all the mandatory restrictions could be lifted completely by June 1st. So that is huge for a lot of folks, not just for, us in the state of North Carolina as far as, going to restaurants and outdoor events and things like that, but just all sorts of different things. So I am pretty stoked about it, actually.
Again, I look everything with a sports lens, so
yeah.
I'm thinking ECU baseball regional.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
that we could have capacity.
Hurricanes playoff hockey.
Yeah. I'm
thinking Charlotte Hornets playoff basketball. I'm thinking all that stuff. Shirley Rhodes can finally go see the NC Courage play a soccer game.
Yeah, I can finally go see that. I can have more than 32 kids at camp this summer. So I am.
We can finally pack the house and watch Shirley play softball.
Yeah, you could do that.
So many things.
So many things
we can do if this all comes to fruition. Again, it wasn't a
even definite. Better, concerts can return.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
And that's something that I truly miss, because I am I'm a concert goer. I love going to concerts.
I saw this dude I follow from Mississippi say that Sister Hazel is going to have a show there, and he was kind of making fun of them because they had that one hit. Do you remember their one hit, Shirley? Or do you remember how it goes?
It's
trying to say what it is I see in you. Yeah. So that was their one hit. He was like, and he said, I wonder what they do at concerts. Do they just play that bookend? Do they sing it in Spanish? Do they just do that the entire time? And actually, I saw them open up a long time ago. I think it was for the Allman Brothers. But anyway,
I think it was Hard to Say was the name of the song.
I think it's hard to say what it is, what it was.
What I See in You?
It's all for you. It might have been that too.
It's all for you.
But it's one of those. But anyway, they closed with it, and the place went nuts. But that was the only song we recognized by Sister Hazel. But anyway, to your point, concerts. Redbeard says, here's one. Wood Ducks. How about a packed historic Granger Stadium to go see the Down East Wood Ducks? That would be fun as well. Shirley, Chandler, what if you go see a concert on June the 2nd with a packed house, what would you go see? Shirley's going to name some off-the-wall group or New Kids on the Block.
You know me so well.
What is it?
If it's one that I really want to see again, not take it. I'm taking New Kids off the table.
Okay.
Because that's kind of a given. Tegan and Sarah.
Okay, Tegan and Sarah.
I would probably go see the Soggy Bottom Boys.
Soggy Bottom Boys. Not real familiar with them.
Can't say that. I mean, I've heard of them. I've heard the name. But the Soggy Bottom Boys.
So are these? Is this an old group, new group?
It's from where brother are. Where
Are they a real group?
No, they're from the movie.
Could you take this seriously?
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 Let's get seriously serious because
A little bit.
let me tell you what, things are getting serious now.
A little bit.
A little bit.
No, I'm a big country music fan. I like a variety of genres, but I've been telling a lot of people I want to go see Luke Combs.
Okay.
I've been a Luke Combs fan.
He's been trying to put something together in North Carolina because he went to App State, and he's been trying to put something together out there. And of course, with all the restrictions, they haven't been able to get something ironed out. But I know that he is trying to work something out. So he may be doing it. If they lift the restrictions by June 1st, June 2nd might be your day.
Are we on Facebook now, Chandler?
Yeah, and YouTube.
Okay.
But
and YouTube.
I like I said, I like a variety of genres. But Luke Combs is like the only artist that I love multiple songs for. Like I know at least 5 or more of his songs. So. But I've heard also that he puts on a great show. So if I had to choose, I would say Luke Combs.
All right. I'll just go back to Foo Fighters. They're kind of my default at this point in my life.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I'd like to see Garth Brooks again. That was fun. That was a
Ooh.
lot of fun. Because Garth Brooks, because at the time that I went to go see him, he had released another album, but he played all of his old stuff. Because he looks at it from the mindset of, if you're a fan, you want to hear the old stuff, you don't want to hear the new stuff. So he sprinkled in just a little bit of the new stuff, but it was mostly all of his old hits, which was great. It was an absolute blast.
I spent last night in the arms of a girl from Louisiana.
Do you have friends in low places?
I do.
Yeah, did you not hear a story about the movie theater yesterday?
Yeah, I have friends in low
A lot of
places.
scoundrels.
And,
All right, folks.
that's how the thunder rolls.
Hit us up on Facebook. Wow. Now I know how annoying it must be to hear me say stuff like that. Just super forced into it. But I love it. That was great. That was great. But I did hear the groans out there, and now, you know what? I don't care. I'm sure I get a lot of groans.
If you can't take it, don't dish it.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a good impression of that.
What the God? What concert would you like to see? What sporting event would you like to see once everything
Easy
opens back up?
Easy.
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 No, the regionals
Oh yeah.
at Clark LeClaire
It's top
in
of
the
the list.
jungle. I want to be right up against the fence.
I need
no
that.
question for me.
I need that atmosphere that was in 2019 against Campbell in the championship game again.
That was so much fun. So much fun.
Jenny would like to see Parmalee in Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. Got to be honest, I don't know if I know one Parmalee song. Well,
She feel like Carolina.
and like Carolina, and like Carolina. I do know that song because I think it's on a commercial that we had. Maybe
I think we did at one point. Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So there's that. Chime in with your answers. What concert would you like to see? What sporting event would you like to attend once things open up fully? Because there is a chance, if things keep trending in the right direction, we could have restrictions lifted early June 1, according to Roy Cooper earlier today. John Moody would like to see Aerosmith one last time in concert.
Ooh, they were good.
I haven't been to many concerts, but I have been to an Aerosmith concert. Wow, that is awful.
So have I.
Who did I see open in that for Aerosmith that night? How about Fuel?
Oh,
Who had some hits back in the day? Leave that in
Blurry?
my hands. In my hands. Blurry, I want to say, is
Oh no, that's
Puddle of
Puddle of
Mud.
Mud. That's Puddle of Mud. I always get them two mixed up.
Fuel is also too far away for me to home. Fuel had some hits. That was fun.
Oh, okay.
And then Aerosmith, kind of like you said with Garth Brooks, they have
they're
so
so
many
good.
hits. They just kind of play the hits, and they could play forever and ever.
I remember I went to see it was a Journey concert, but Cheap Trick and Heart opened for Journey, and I didn't know that. I don't even think I know but one Cheap Trick song, and they played. That was the song that I happened to catch because I got there late, and it's the "I Want You to Want Me."
Yeah.
So I caught that. I was very upset with Heart because they had some hits in the 70s, but they had some great ones in the 80s, and they played maybe a 30-minute set and they were gone. And I was really upset because they just didn't play half the songs that I wanted them to play. And then, of course, Journey was great. But so yeah, I'd love to go back to concerts again.
Redbeard asked, does Aerosmith concert have all handicap parking? I mean, come on.
No.
That's not even Redbeard.
As a matter of fact, when the Aerosmith concert I went to, there were a ton of biker dudes. Like, I felt like I was surrounded by Hell's Angels at one point because I just looked around and there were these guys that rode in on motorcycles that, got their leather jackets on and all this stuff. And I was like, little old me, and it was kind of interesting where I was seated, but I had a blast.
What hip, cool band do you want to see, Redbeard? Mr. Cool? Tell us.
Yeah.
So we can pick on that.
Yeah, just don't troll us on the internet.
Will Landon wants to see AC/DC at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium.
Yeah.
Back it black.
Steve Hill wants to see the football team in the Super Bowl. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Paul Clifford says, you guys are awesome. I miss you, Shirley and Clip.
Oh,
Well, thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
Keep inhaling purple and
And
exhaling gold. Thank you, Paul.
dead puppies.
I know what Paul wants to see. He wants to see a whiteout up in Happy Valley.
Oh, I'm sure.
Penn
yeah.
State versus Ohio State. That would be a pretty cool atmosphere to be in. Paul would like to see OAR or Pearl Jam.
Ooh,
I got a lot of friends that have seen Pearl Jam, but I've
never seen Pearl Jam.
Are they
I
in
would
low
love
places?
to see them. Yeah.
Wow. Keep sticking to that one. It's pretty good. It's getting
Stick
better.
it to the man.
Redbeard wants to see System of a Down.
Oh, okay.
So that would be pretty wild. I don't know if that's that's too much energy for me.
Yeah, I'd have to dial it back a bit.
I'm more of a geriatric Aerosmith fan. Now that you mention it, Redbeard, I do need my handicap sticker in my wheelchair. I could not hang on a System of a Down concert.
If the restrictions are lifted, I think the first live music concert I'll probably go to is like the Carolina Beach Music Festival. I got me dangling on a string.
Man, I would love to
don't let
see
me drop.
chairman of the board.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
I went and watched the Tams this weekend.
Well, hot Tam. Tam near saw him.
Yeah, man, I got to watch the Tams at Ducks in North Myrtle Beach this weekend.
All right, here's an ignorant statement. I feel like, and I know this isn't true, but like none of those guys have original songs. They all just recycle. All the beach music groups recycle each other's songs.
Yeah, they always play. I mean, they always usually start with their songs, and then they'll.
Now, what is a Tams song?
I think Tams.
What songs did they play?
I don't know, but they
Were
do a
you
lot
really
of
there?
well, it's like you said. No, they did a lot of covers of other songs.
What songs did they play?
Let's see. They played "Be Young, Be Foolish, Be Happy."
That's
their song.
That is their
Be
song.
foolish.
What kind of fool do you think I am?
What kind of fool
A lot
do
of
you
fools
think I am?
in their songs.
I've been
Only
hurt.
a fool. I don't know that one.
Hey girl, don't bother me.
I don't know what that is, but I like it.
Hey girl, don't bother me. Hey girl, don't.
There
bother
ain't
me.
nothing like shagging. My baby sure can shag.
Oh, I've been hurt's a good one.
Okay.
You lied to your daddy. That sounds more like a country song than
the
a
Tams.
beach music song.
So there you go. Where'd you see them at?
Ducks in North Myrtle Beach.
Cool.
Ocean
Ducks
Drive.
or duck?
Ducks.
That's the name of the place?
Yeah.
Okay. Because there is a Duck, North Carolina. That's why I
No,
was
this
asking.
is Ducks. Like the name of the bar was called
Okay.
Ducks.
Okay.
So
I was just checking.
All right.
Just wanted to clarify.
Got a lot done during this segment. This is kind of
this
our.
is what the people like, Clip. They don't like when we talk about sports.
Yes, Bo Bats loves this segment.
I like interacting with the folks and hearing what they have to say. And we have done that. We will talk some sports coming up next segment. Shirley, do we have any news? We didn't really. We talked about the possible restrictions lifted. on June 1, and that kind of took us down that rabbit hole. But anything else today we should know about?
I have not seen anything come across my desk that's worth, discussing, to be honest with you.
All right, here's what we're going to do on the show. A lot of baseball talk in hour 2 with Corey Gloor and Mark Brown from CamdenChat.com. So we'll talk Pirates, we'll talk MLB and O's. Hour 3 dedicated to ECU football. We'll have Bryce Williams in here. We will have comments from Mike Houston from yesterday's practice. Also, later this week, guest update, Blake Prohl, former ECU wide receiver, hoping to hear his name called in the draft, will join us on Friday's Pirate Radio Live, and also efforting Deontay Smith as well. Might have an opportunity to talk to him later this week also. So, a lot going on. We'll visit with the voice, Jeff Charles, when we return on a Wednesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We will be right back with you after these words.
Over 32 years ago, the Ronald McDonald House of Eastern North Carolina opened its doors as a place to help families stay together and close to the care they need when they have a sick child. With the addition of a second Ronald McDonald House inside the Maynard Children's Hospital, our need to serve is greater than ever as the medical community flourishes. Help us expand our mission of keeping families close as we grow to meet that need. You can show your support by making a donation to the Ronald McDonald House. Visit our website today at rmhenc.org for more information. Thank you for your support.
Hey, Troy, have you heard about The Place?
No, Jason. What place?
It's The Place. It's Washington's newest restaurant on the waterfront. The Place is located in downtown Washington in the Harbor District with waterfront seating in the back. We're open for bistro-style lunches Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 2 and elevated comfort-style dinners Thursday through Saturday 5 to 9. Plus, Sundays, we have the best Southern brunch in town.
Man, that's awesome, Jason. The Place sounds like the place to be.
It is. We look forward to seeing you there. The Place in Washington, North Carolina.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
Anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Domino's week-long carry-out deal means you can carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each every day. That's right, $7.99 each, and every day means any day. But just in case there's any confusion, we've set up a helpful website to confirm if today's a day you can carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each at Domino's. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's week-long carry-out deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes extra large and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size.
Spring is a great time to plant flowers, trees, and bushes. When planning your landscape, please keep in mind that you should never plant anything within 3 feet of a gas, electric, or water meter. The same thing applies if you have an electric transformer in your yard, except keep plants 8 feet clear of the front in case crews need access during a storm or an outage. Always remember to call 811 at least 3 business days before you dig to avoid underground lines. This important safety message is from your neighbors at Greenville Utilities.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
Here with Melissa from ENS Hemp Company. Melissa, tell us how your products and services can help people.
Well, for over 2.5 years, the team at ENS Hemp Company has been helping educate our community on the many benefits of our products. Our customers have seen great success dealing with everything from stress, anxiety, fatigue, pain, and PTSD, just to name a few. You can come in today and our staff can help you find the best products for your needs. You can visit us at Fire Tower Road near Sam Jones Barbecue or enshempcompany.com.
This is assistant football coach Drew Dudzik, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Got damage? Damage from wood rot? Fixed. Damage from smoke or fire? Fixed. Damage caused by water? Fixed. If you've got damage, use a contractor that works for you and not your insurance company. Visit fixednc.com today or call 999-0001. That's 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Fixed NC, restore, renew, maintain. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, fun start to the show today. As Roy Cooper says, perhaps restrictions could be lifted on capacity numbers and everything we've been dealing with the last year plus on June 1st, if everything holds, if everything continues to go well. So we got to thinking about what we'd like to see concert-wise, sporting event-wise. Susan Deans wants to go to a Panthers game. Brandon Manning wants to see Parmalee in Parmalee at the Bold Motor Speedway. And he says there have been rumors.
I'm with Susan.
You want to go to a Panthers game?
Absolutely.
You want to go see Sam Darnold light it up.
Sam Darnold.
You missed out on seeing Teddy live, but maybe you can see Sam live.
No, I thought I did, but I didn't.
Dude, you don't know what you've done. You think you were at some Tams concert. You can't name one song they played. You don't know if you saw Teddy. What is wrong with you?
A lot of things.
How many quarterbacks have you seen play live for the Panthers in your life?
I have seen Derek Anderson and Cam Newton.
It's not funny, okay?
Oh, Kyle Allen and Cam Newton.
Kyle, Derek, and Cam.
Mm-hmm.
3 QBs. I don't know if I can answer that question right now as far as Washington QBs I've seen.
Probably multiple.
I saw RG3 get hurt, and I saw Kirk Cousins debut. I saw John Beck in the worst. God, I'm never. All right, let's just go to Jeff. I'm already upset. Let's go to the.
Please, I would love to talk to you, Clip.
We're not going to talk about Redskins quarterbacks. We're going to talk about other topics with the voice Jeff Charles, who joins us on the Fixed NC Live line each and every Wednesday here on Pirate Radio Live. Jeff, how you doing today?
Clip, I'm doing great. I hope you are.
Yes, sir. Doing well. And, Jeff, we got some spring football practice going on this weekend. It's a scrimmage, but fans will be able to see the Pirates play in Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. And then, Jeff, I know you're out of the area, so I don't know how much you've been following what's been going on the past few days. But, of course, it was announced in early April that ECU would not be having a spring game, and that cut off all the festivities of a pig out, or, you know, all the rides, the equipment sale, all of that. But then on Saturday or Sunday, over the weekend, Mike Houston says, look, we're having a scrimmage next week, and it's 1 o'clock at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium, and whoever. So everybody's like, wait, what? Is that going on? Well, ECU kind of clarified things a little bit, and ECU Athletics did tweet out today, join ECU Pirates football at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium this weekend. They host their final spring scrimmage. It's 1 o'clock, free admission, and you can go watch the Pirates. Again, this is kind of a bare bones deal, it sounds like, Jeff. Just a scrimmage, not a spring game or anything. But it is an opportunity to see the Pirates play. A lot of people hadn't seen the Pirates play in Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium in a long time.
Yeah, including yours truly. And I'm there, of course, every time the Pirates play, as you well know, and our listeners well know, Clip. And I know there has been some confusion. So it's good to see that everybody seems to be on the same page now. And I know there are a lot of Pirate fans out there chomping at the bit to see what this team is going to look like. And again, I remember back, to give you a little historical perspective on this, Clip, I remember years ago when Steve Logan was the coach, and there was always the spring game and the pig out, and it was such a big deal. And then Steve didn't want to play a game, and he wanted to play just a scrimmage, kind of like what it sounds like it's going to be this Saturday with Coach Houston. And people didn't care a whole lot for that decision, but they did come out, and they did have an opportunity to have some fun and watch the Pirates play. You know, spring games, and in fact, on the network, we used to broadcast the spring game when it was a true spring game. And then, of course, we kind of got away from that. Coaches have different philosophies regarding what they want to get accomplished in the final practice of the year. So it kind of made it hard for us to broadcast the event because it really wasn't a true spring game. But I think I mentioned this last week, Clip, when we had the opportunity to visit. There was a time, and longtime Pirate fans will remember this, back in the early 90s when there was such a great following for this football program, that there were 15,000 people at the spring game. Now, when I say that these days with the latest generation that's around, they kind of look at me funny.
Yeah.
But that was the case, and again, that's a long-time Pirate fans will certainly verify that. And there was a time when, you know, the stadium on the press box side was totally full, and you couldn't get another seat, another person in there. And there were like 15,000 people at the time at the spring game, and you know there was so much fun around it because it was the pig out, and the Miller Lite All-Stars used to come. Some nationally known people were there, and people, of course, were out all night, you know, with the pig cooking and all of that stuff and everything else that surrounded the pig out. And then as the years went by, the pig out didn't quite have the same attractiveness as it did back in the day. I think back in the day when it was started in the mid to late 80s, you know, everything was new and different, and East Carolina was at the forefront, Clip, of a lot of different things, marketing and promotion-wise. I mean, there were a lot of schools around the country that were talking about East Carolina and what these folks are doing marketing and promotion-wise, and part of it was, of course, the pig out, which at the time was kind of a one-of-a-kind type of event throughout the country. So, you know, times change, things change. In recent years, I don't know if there's ever been more than 1,000 people at a spring game. I've tried to do a little arithmetic when I'm sitting there and estimate the crowd, and you know, most of the time I figure like there's like maybe 500, 600, 700 people there.
Yeah.
So it doesn't quite have the same appeal that it used to. But you know, the important thing is the guys get a chance to get out there and play and at least somewhat of a game, and you know, Coach Houston gets a chance to evaluate his players, and so that's the good thing. And again, hopefully the weather will be good on Saturday, and those diehard Pirate fans that want to see some Pirate football will be able to get into the state.
Visiting with the voice, Jeff Charles, today on the Fixed NC Live Line, and Jeff came out a little bit earlier today, and I saw on Twitter that Roy Cooper tweeted, the governor of North Carolina tweeted, with increasing vaccinations and ongoing work to slow the spread, I anticipate we'll be able to lift all mandatory social distancing capacity and mass gathering restrictions by June the 1st. I plan to issue an executive order next week outlining safety restrictions for the month of May. And we were talking about this the other day, Jeff. Let's say that there aren't restrictions at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium coming up this September. Ellerby and I were kind of kicking around our best estimation of what the crowd could look like for the home opener against South Carolina. And then I threw in, well, does it matter what happens against App State? If the Pirates win, does that number go up a few thousand? If they lose, does it drop a few thousand? And Jeff, I don't ask you for many predictions, but when you look into your crystal ball, and again, we're kind of going off if the restrictions are lifted and we're able to get full capacity at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium, what kind of crowd do you expect for the South Carolina game? Because, again, a lot of people hadn't seen the Pirates play in a while, but did people find other things to do other than be interested in Pirate football? It's kind of an interesting deal. So what's your best guess on that?
Well, first of all, hallelujah, if exactly what's going to happen in June, because, Clip, we're all very tired of what's gone on here last year plus, but we all want to be safe too. But that news, I would think, has been greeted with a lot of enthusiasm throughout the state of North Carolina. So let's hope that happens in June. That's a really good question. If the Pirates in recent years, Clip, would have had winning seasons and would have gone to a couple of bowl games and people were feeling really good about the football program and a win over Appalachian State in the first game in Charlotte, I think there would be 40,000 plus for that game, and you have an SEC school coming in to play against the Pirates, and, you know, I would think that there would be 40,000 plus for that, but it's really hard to judge. I do think it will make a little bit of a difference as to how the Pirates play against Appalachian State. That's a very, very big game, as we all know. So I think that could be a little bit of a factor, but, you know, it's so much better from a crowd standpoint to open up with South Carolina at home, a brand-name SEC program, than take nothing away from Charleston Southern later on in September. But if that was the home opener, you'd probably be a little bit more concerned as far as the attendance is concerned. But you know, this is a great opportunity for ECU. Again, season ticket sales just aren't what they used to be, Clip. As you well know, and we've talked about this, in ECU's heyday, it was like 22,000, 23,000 as season tickets, and you know now it's like 12. So I mean, that's a lot. I mean, if you've got that 22,000 base coming, and then of course you throw the students in there, and again during the time the program was winning. I mean, most times for a Pirate football game on a Saturday afternoon, they would count on 12 or 13,000 students at the game. So that right there gets you, you know, to 35,000. Then you've got the walk-ups, and you've got other people who are involved in the program and different promotions that are going on. So then, you know, you can get to your 42,000 without a whole lot of trouble. But, you know, the numbers just aren't the same now as they used to be. So that's a concern again. I would hope that there would be a great crowd for that first game. I would hope that people are hungry to see football. And as you just said, you don't really know how to judge it. Either people are really hungry to come back and watch the Pirates, or they have gotten away from it for a year and maybe have found some different things to do. So I think that's very tough to judge at this point. It's going to be really interesting to see. But I do think a win over Appalachian State will really help.
Visiting with the voice, Jeff Charles. Man, that's going to be a fun one, too, there in Charlotte. The Mountaineers taking on the Pirates to open up the season on a Thursday night coming up later on this calendar year. One last look at ECU football for a while coming up Saturday with their final scrimmage at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium at 1 o'clock. You got Pirate baseball at home this weekend as well, Jeff, and one thing with lifting restrictions and getting back to normal, we won't have to worry about a team flying all the way out to Texas and the team they're supposed to be playing not being able to play due to COVID. That's exactly what happened to Cliff Godwin and the Pirates last weekend. Just a giant debacle, Jeff. And we talked to Corey Gloor. We'll have him on the show later today, but we talked to him on the phone on Friday. He was at Houston Stadium watching ECU play ECU on Friday, Jeff. A little purple gold scrimmage because Cliff Godwin and company couldn't get back to Greenville that day. So they said, let's play some baseball on Houston's field. We'll fly back on Saturday. And then they got another scrimmage in on Sunday. Cliff Godwin tried to make lemonade out of the lemon's voice, but just a tough situation there for the Pirates last weekend.
Yeah, Cliff, I don't know what it's like for East Carolina's athletic teams to go to Texas and then not play because, as you well know, last year in the basketball season, went down to Fort Worth, remember?
Yep, that's right.
Another Texas city. And we're getting ready to play in the American Athletic Conference Tournament. Had gone to shoot-around at noon, getting ready to play that night. And then the word comes down that the conference tournament has been canceled because of COVID. So that's 2 trips with ECU Pirate athletic teams into the state of Texas, and you fly down there, and then you turn around and you fly back. And again, that's a real difficult thing. I feel for the players. I feel for the coaches because these guys, you know, they work so hard and they get prepared to play these games, and just to go all the way down there and then have to come back. And of course, then you've got the financial situation with the travel as well. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. But you know, it just seems to me that it shouldn't have come to that, Clip. I don't know who is really the person or persons or entities that should have done a better job, but it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense that you fly down to Texas and then you just turn around and fly back home. But that's water over the dam now. Maybe folks will learn from that and move on. You have to have great empathy for a lot of folks in this COVID situation. It's so easy to stand back and point fingers and accuse people of this and that and place blame. But it's just such a difficult situation, and it'll be so good. Hopefully we can get back to some sense of normalcy here coming up soon. It's really tough to figure this whole thing out, Clip, because as you're right, I'm out of the area. I'm in the state of Michigan right now, and folks up here are still, very much in lockdown and have been since the start of COVID. And yet they are opening things back up here like they are in the state of North Carolina. And to be honest with you, the COVID cases and hospitalizations up here are as bad as they've ever been. And yet they're going ahead and they're reopening things as well. So it's just so hard, and it has been so hard since day one to get a handle on all of this and the decisions that are made. You just sometimes shake your head and you can't figure it out.
Visiting with the voice, Jeff Charles. And Jeff, I looked at the sports calendar. We got the NFL draft next week. The week after that is the last week of the regular season in the NHL. The week after that is the last week of the regular season in the NBA. And then the week after that is the last regular season series for ECU baseball. So, yeah, it's some exciting times in the sports world coming up with the draft and then playoffs on the horizon for a lot of these leagues, both pro and college baseball. So that's something to be excited about. I know you keep up with what's happening, Jeff, because I listen to your sports updates on Pirate Radio each and every day, including last night, the Knicks winning again, knocking off the hobbled Charlotte Hornets. So I know you're kind of up to date on what's going on in the world of sports, but what, if anything, are you following right now? I know you're into Major League Baseball. Anything else on your TV at night there in Michigan?
Well, in Michigan, we have Fox Sports Detroit. It was called Fox Sports Detroit. Now they call it Bally
Sports. Yeah, that's what we got with the Hurricanes too, Jeff.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, they've changed everything. I'm still kind of getting used to the Bally Sports, but in this state, Clip, every night you've either got the Tigers, the Red Wings, or the Pistons on television. So every night there's either professional basketball or hockey or baseball, of course. So it's a really good situation in the state here with having all four teams. Of course, they have the Lions here as well in Detroit. So that's a lot of fun, I think, for people who live up here. They know that every night on Bally Sports there's going to be some type of a game. And so, yeah, I keep up with all of that. Keep up certainly with the folks in eastern North Carolina. That's why we always give the scores. You mentioned the Knicks, and Reggie Bullock plays for the Knicks, and he's starting for the Knicks, and he's playing well. He had 16 points last night. And then, of course, Brandon Ingram playing with the Pelicans. He had 27 points last night. Bam Adebayo, he's out with a sore knee right now, but he was having a really good year again with the Miami Heat. And Montrezl Harrell, of course, also Montrezl Harrell also having a good year with the Lakers. So, we keep up with all of our eastern North Carolina players in the NBA, and isn't it amazing how many of these guys who are having great careers in the NBA are right from our own neck of the woods?
Yeah.
So it's great. It's great to keep up with the NBA these days. The Hurricanes, as you know, Cliff, they're having a great year. They're tied for first place in the Central Division. Had a big win on the road last night over Tampa Bay, and what a great job Rod Brindamore's done with the Hurricanes, and of course baseball going on all the time. So Pirate football this weekend. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot going on, a lot to keep up with.
Voice Jeff Charles joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Jeff, before we let you go, we're a little bit removed from this, but I wanted to mention it to you. I listened to it on Pirate Radio last Wednesday. I think it was the second airing of the Pirate Radio podcast with Jeff Charles and Pat Watkins. And the story he told where he's dreading going to practice and then meets the kid in class and finds out the kid, who is a huge baseball fan, was asking him all these questions, was in a wheelchair, and the light switch kind of flipped on for Pat Watkins. That was really one of the best stories I've heard in a long time, Jeff. And you've gotten some great stories out of a lot of the guests on the Pirate Radio podcast, but wanted to mention that to you, that was awesome, and we replayed it on the show, and I've told people to make sure they check it out. But I've really enjoyed, and you know, Jonathan, Troy, even Jenny Shelton getting into the hosting game, interviewing our very own Shirley Rhodes. I've really enjoyed these Pirate Radio podcasts, but especially the ones, Jeff, where you've been able to interview people. And I like your interviews too, Jeff, because I feel like I know just about everything in the sports world, but you always introduce me to something new. So I hope there's a lot more of these coming. I enjoy your one-on-one interviews, and especially that one with Pat Watkins. That was fantastic.
Well, first of all, thanks, Clip. It's very nice of you to say that, and I appreciate it. And you just never know in life, do you? You get up every morning and you put one foot in front of each other, and you really just kind of go about your day. And then something sometimes every now and then happens in your day-to-day life that maybe will change your life. And you're right. That was a great story that Pat shared with us. And, in fact, if you listen very closely to that interview, he mentioned the fact that the young man who was in the wheelchair, he didn't even know he was in a wheelchair when he was talking with him. And this was somebody who just wanted to talk baseball. And then I guess as he got up from the table or whatever, he noticed that he was in a wheelchair. And as you said, he said, my goodness, I'm kind of feeling sorry for myself here today. And here's this guy in a wheelchair who has this wonderful, great attitude. And he said, you know, what am I doing? And he kind of changed his whole perspective on life in just that probably 5-minute conversation he had with this young man. And I think all of us in life can probably point to a couple of instances like that where something has happened that has really changed our perspective. And so that was a really great story that Pat shared with us. And I've said this on many occasions, Clip. Pat Watkins is one of the great class guys that's ever come through ECU, and he's done such a wonderful job since he's retired from baseball with his company and with his family, and what a wonderful year he had. That year was incredible, his senior year or his last year at ECU, and then, of course, he was drafted. And then he was a first-round pick of the Reds and made the major leagues and played in Major League Baseball. So, yeah, it was great. I hope Pirate fans enjoyed that visit. We've had some wonderful guests, as you know. And, yes, we're going to continue to do those podcasts. Probably we'll start it back in the fall again. But, you know, the guests make the show is what I always say, Clip. Yeah. Because, you know, the guests are the ones that you try and bring out and ask the right questions to. And I'm very fortunate that years ago when I worked at WSB in Atlanta, I had a lot of really good mentors there in working in a major market. And I learned so much from them about interviewing techniques and bringing out your guest. And so, you know, we just try and do that when we have somebody on. Now, sometimes you have to rack your brain to get interesting people, and it's like, well, who am I going to do next? So that's as much of a challenge getting good guests as it is to actually doing the interview. But, yeah, you're right. They're a lot of fun, and I hope people are enjoying it.
Jeff, great stuff. Can't wait for more of those Pirate Radio podcasts. And, you know, I always love a good wrestling guest, too, Jeff. So find a few more of those for me if you could.
Yeah, I'm going to. In fact, I've got a number of them on my clip.
Awesome.
This fall.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had Action Mike Jackson on with us. 71 years old, still in the squared circle on Impact Wrestling. We had him on, I guess, it's been a month or so ago. And what an incredible story he is. And, yes, I've got some more on my list, and I've got some good contacts now in the wrestling profession who can line me up with some of the bigger names in professional wrestling. And they are coming on our podcast probably this fall.
Excellent. Looking forward to that. Jeff, thanks for your time. As always, we appreciate the weekly chat here on Pirate Radio Live, and we will do it again with you next week.
Sounds great. Thanks a lot, Cliff.
Thank you. Jeff Charles joining us today on the Fixed NC Live line, and hit a lot of things with Jeff there and was talking about the upcoming sports slate and some fun things on the horizon. And did you know that the Kentucky Derby is not this weekend? It is the following Saturday. So, Shirley, Chandler, we're going to have to do another Pirate Radio pool. We're going to have to pick some horses and see who wins. coming off my Masters win, I'm feeling good right now.
Oh, well, I have to say I have as much knowledge of horses as I do in golf, so that's not going to end up.
This is going to be a random. In fact, we could just do a random draw deal. We'll like pick the pole position.
Yeah, why don't we do that
instead of picking horses?
Yeah.
All right. We'll do that,
we can do that
for next week. All right, let's get a break in. We'll come back. We will wrap up hour 1. We will get you set for hour 2, where we will be talking a lot of baseball. Corey Gloor going to join us to talk about his wonderful trip to Houston, where no games were played. And we'll talk to Mark Brown, camtochat.com. Orioles struggling to get anything going today. They trailed the Marlins 3-0 in the 8th inning. Orioles will have one more at bat. Try to come back on this Wednesday. We'll recap it with Mark Brown later on in hour 2 of today's show. Bryce Williams keep dropping by in hour 3. We'll take a timeout, come back, have more for you on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Big Ed Watkins here from Ed Watkins Marine. You use the internet to shop for clothes to cars, so why not use it to shop for boats? Get your best price now at Ed Watkins Marine. We are located in Lake Norman, but we will deliver anywhere in North Carolina, from offshore center consoles and bass boats to just cruising or fishing the lakes of the intercoastal waterways. We have something for everyone. Go online now at Ed Watkins Marine and see our selection. Stick with a pirate and shop Ed Watkins Marine for all your next boats.
You've worked hard to start your business and are working even harder to make it successful. That's when it's most important to have a community bank and a local banker in your corner. This is Eric Clark from Select Bank and Trust. Our team of local bankers care about you, our customer, and the communities in which we all live and serve together. As the business and economic conditions of 2020 threw you many curveballs, our team at Select Bank and Trust remains steadfast in being responsive to your ever-changing needs. In 2021, choose Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select, member FDIC.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Ready to travel and take a trip? American Airlines has recently added more flights in and out of PGV. Book today and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines, now with more flights available at PGV. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Macon State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
Hey, Pirate fans, it's time to get that yard done right with the new John Deere mower from Quality Equipment. Our premium lawn care lineup is what every homeowner needs this spring. A John Deere will change the way you mow with easy-to-use attachments, effortless steering, and intuitive controls. Right now, save up to $700 on X300, X500, and X700 series mowers. Learn more at QualityEquip.com and get quality done right. Offer ends 10/29/21. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with zero interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress, locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at factorymattressusa.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
Here today with PD, also known as Brian Meyerhofer to his friends and family, YF3.
Waking up this early in the morning isn't easy, but when you're coming to meet a group of guys that you have so much respect for, it makes it a little bit easier to not hit snooze on that alarm clock. I was looking for some way to sort of diversify my workout portfolio, and this is a great opportunity to not only do something different every day, but to meet a bunch of great guys in the community. And you want to perform at your best every day, but even when you're not, this group of guys is going to be here to help push you and help you reach your best every day.
One letter, one number, F3. Learn more today at f3enc.com.
Pirate radio sounds different.
Difference is good. We are all the same. You'll be ashamed.
Because different is good.
Oh, yeah.
Pirate radio.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Did you miss a show on Pirate Radio? Listen to all of Pirate Radio's archived local programming by subscribing to us on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe today by going to the podcast app on your iPhone or Apple device and search for Pirate Radio Audio Archives. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
All right, Corey Gloor, our guest, coming up at 4 o'clock. I remember that Bo Batts dropped off some peanuts. What was that yesterday?
Yeah, that was yesterday.
I can't keep my days straight. And he said it was for Corey's next appearance because Corey complained last time he came there were no snacks. And so I remembered we had peanuts, and then during the break, I ate peanuts the entire break. And I got to tell you, they were really good.
I'm sure that they are because you left a mess in here.
Don't tell on us.
That was
you tattletale.
That was Chandler.
I'm just kidding.
They're fresh.
That was intern Tully.
Wow, throw him under the
Who's
bus.
not here today.
He's not even here. Wow.
Who is not even here.
Yeah, but come on. I mean, you got to blame the interns.
I took my fair
I blame
share
Mike
of blaming.
Oresco.
Well, I'll tell you, those peanuts were terrific. And East Carolina sells Hampton Farms peanuts.
Mike, sorry to interrupt you, Mike, but...
hey, no problem at all. You're terrific.
Mike, can you explain the mess in Studio B?
The messes are made. Sometimes the real thing you got to focus on is cleaning up those messes. And I feel like we've done a great job of doing that, especially in East Carolina with Joe Dooley at basketball. He's doing a terrific job. Do you have any other questions for me?
I don't.
Well, I tell you, you do a terrific job. What was your name?
Chandler Honeycutt.
Chandler Honeycutt, you do a terrific job. You and Shirley with Pirate Radio. And I tell you, this is a P6 program. A P6 program, if I've ever heard one.
Mike Oresco. Kissing a lot of ass.
Jim, you're the best. You're the greatest host. I love your callers. They're terrific. The clones, as you call them. They are fantastic. All right. I don't even know if that sounds like Mike Oresco. He says, like, he pumps up things. Like, that's kind of his job. He loves ECU. At least he claims to when he's on every time.
I wonder if he gets on, like... Well, back when UConn was,
of course,
in the American.
I tell you what,
get on UConn.
Kevin Ollie is a terrific basketball coach.
What do you think about this football program here at UConn?
I know this much. Randy Edsall is one of the greatest coaches in America right now, and he is going to get this thing righted. In fact, I think it already is righted. They just had some tough luck over the last 17 seasons. Great football program, great baseball program. Not a lot of people know it's a hidden gem in the American athletic. Oh, dear.
Mike Oresco.
What are we doing? All right.
I don't know.
We'll clean up our act. Corey Gloor going to join us in just a little bit. Mark Brown, and then Bryce Williams. We got a lot of ECU football to get to today. In fact, just to make up for the crap that was that segment, let's hear from Mike Houston, his opening comments yesterday. Shirley, do you have that ready to roll?
Yeah, I got it ready.
Let's hear what Mike Houston had to say following Monday's practice.
Well, finished up practice 12. It's our last fully padded practice before the weekend. We'll go shells on Thursday, and it will be helmets on Friday. Kids, really pleased with our scrimmage on Saturday after looking at the film. Lot to learn from, but a lot of good things on film also. And it's just a lot of refreshing things to see. The pursuit of the defense. I feel like our speed defensively. I think our skill positions on offense. I think we've got a lot more explosive ability than maybe we've had in the past. Thought the offensive line had a good day Saturday, that first group, and so that's encouraging to see. So just so many positives coming out of the weekend, and a solid day today, and want to finish up spring practice the rest of this week strong, and then get ready for the off season.
It's the spring. It's time for optimism, and I'm optimistic about this ECU defense. Mike Houston is optimistic about this team, and we'll play this again when Bryce Williams is here. But before we go to break, let's hit it real quick, Shirley. This is Cut 9. He kind of gave an outlook on the 2021 ECU football Pirates, what to expect this upcoming football season for ECU. Here is Mike Houston's sales pitch.
We're going to be bigger, faster, stronger, and older. That's always a good combination. I mean, I think we've significantly improved over the last 2 years the fronts. We've significantly improved the skill. We've got a veteran quarterback. We have quality skill at the stand-up positions on offense. I think we run really well on defense. So we got a shot. I mean, I think we'll be improved, and I think we got a shot to have a solid season.
Is that a coach hoping those things he's saying or believing those things? I tend to believe that he believes what he says, Chandler, and he is
everything since he's been here. Everything that Mike Houston said.
He's excited about this bunch.
This bunch.
He's got a good bunch. That gives me, and I've heard. I'm very cynical at my age, nearly 40. That if every coach likes their team, every coach has the best recruiting class. I'm going to choose to believe what Mike Houston says here, and he's developed the players. He's also developed them as people, as we'll hear later on in the show today. But I do like what he's got in front of him and what he's going to put on the field this year.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention the question asked by Glenn Griffin, which we'll hear later on, about developing the players not just as players but also as men.
Yeah.
And he was mentioning, how when he got here it was a hot mess when it came to discipline on the football program, and then now it's a lot better. And I totally believe that under his leadership.
Hot mess, was that a quote or was that you paraphrasing?
I think he might have said that.
I hope he did.
I think he might have said
it. Great phrase.
He was actually very adamant about how much the discipline issues were when he first got to East Carolina.
No doubt. All right, Corey Gloor is waiting in the lobby, and he will talk to us coming up next. We'll talk about Corey's big adventure, his trip to Houston, what it was like watching the Pirates play the Pirates, what it was like hopping back on a plane and heading home, the Houston debacle, and also looking ahead to UCF. Well, also, Shirley reminded me I got a couple other questions to ask Corey when he joins us. Some very important matters to get to. And we've got a snack for Corey Gloor. All that and more on the way when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Former Pirate receiver Larry Shannon.
We just had one goal in mind as we went to the Liberty Bowl in 1995, and that was to win. Coach Logan had this slogan of unfinished business, and that was kind of our motivation all year. And I just remember that game. Offensively, we didn't play very well. Obviously, Stanford had a good defense as well. And I remember our defense just carrying us and pulling us through and making the plays, to get that big victory for the program.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
Find yourself working from home or at least spending more time there? Want some remodeling for your house or a fresh look? How about a new deck or screened-in porch to add livable space outside? Don't know who to call? Well, you do now. Call the professionals at R&R Remodeling. They've been serving the local community for 15 years. Ronnie and his crew can help you today. Call for a free quote, 252-286-4119, or visit R&R Remodeling on Facebook. R&R Remodeling, construction you can count on.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
The new Pirates Cove Car Wash and Haviland Express Lube on Glen Burnie Road in New Bern is now open. Pirates Cove in New Bern is offering Fast Passes for $9.99 for new Fast Pass customers. You can visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and on East 10th Street. And have you heard? Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
E&S Hemp Company in Winterville is your premier CBD store. At E&S Hemp Company, they have helped hundreds of people just like you get relief from joint pain, anxiety, insomnia, and more by providing you the highest quality of CBD products available. E&S Hemp Company has a great selection of only the safest, purest, and most beneficial hemp-infused products available from honey, tea, coffee, candles, and more. E&S Hemp Company, Fire Tower Road in Winterville, and online at eshempcompany.com.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. How great is it that baseball is starting on time this year? My fearless predictions are coming up next.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Now, Wes, you have a incredible ability to be able to spit off our IP address, but not have your zipper up on your pants. It's an amazing talent.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
How good is it to know that baseball is starting on time this year? So here goes our fearless predictions and also our fingers crossed for a 162-game season. Let's start with the American League East. The slight edge goes to the Rays over the Yankees. How amazing is it that the Tampa Bay Rays win with the lowest payroll in the league? American League Central, the White Sox get the nod despite losing young slugger Eloy Jimenez to a season-ending injury. The American League West, here's my upset pick, the Angels. They'll hit with Mike Trout and Anthony Rendon. Will the pitching be good enough? In the National League, first the East, a lot of Braves fans out there, and yes, they are the best team, and now go out and prove it. The National League Central is wide open and not very good. The Cardinals are probably the best of a mediocre lot. Out West, stick with the defending champs. The Dodgers have it all. Pitching, hitting, speed, and defense. In fact, I'm picking the Dodgers to repeat as World Series champs. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Select Bank and Trust. Banking is banking until the service is not the same. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? Try Select Bank and Trust. Bank local. Bank select. SelectBank.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The best investment you can make is in yourself. Get educated and make prudent decisions about your financial future. Contact David Dahm at Carolina Wealth Management today at 439-1344 for a free consultation. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Back with you, Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. We got Mark Brown from CamdenChat.com joining us later on this hour. Talk about the O's, talk about the AL East, talk about Major League Baseball. The O's with they were on the struggle bus today. Hello, Corey.
Sorry, I believe they were leading when I left my place of living.
Huh?
Yeah, they're playing right now.
Yeah, they had 4 hits and lost 3-0.
Oh, I confused whoever was playing the Tigers with the Orioles today.
That was the Pirates, I believe.
Yeah, it was the Pirates. I was listening to some baseball today, and for some reason, I blended the Orioles and the Pirates together.
Of all the great chime-ins here on the show, that was one
Can
of the
we
best.
restart? Are we live?
We are looking.
This is a great dress rehearsal.
You are listening live. Orioles struggle to get anything going today. We will talk some O's later on in the hour. We'll talk to Bryce Williams, former ECU tight end, coming up at 5 o'clock, and hear from Mike Houston. Right now, Corey Gloor is in studio with us. Corey, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, aside from my blunder to open up the segment. Sorry to all the Orioles and Pirates fans out there that I just confused.
It's early in your appearance. You have plenty of time to make up for it. So.
How long are we going?
We'll go. We should probably talk about this before you come on, right? But 30, 35?
No, okay.
Ooh. All right. We'll see how it goes. How about that? I do have a couple of questions to ask you before we get going. Shirley, one of them was about our Friday topic from last week. Was the other one about our topic from earlier today?
Yes.
Okay. So Roy Cooper says potentially restrictions could be lifted by June 1, and we could have full capacity, and hey, we're back to normal. Everything's great. If that is the case, Corey, and we started talking about concerts, sporting events, what concert would you like to see in a full crowd? You're having the time of your life to celebrate things back to normal. Who would you want to go see?
Ace of Base.
What in the world?
What, you haven't seen the sign in a while?
All that I want is another baby.
Wow. That's good. Poor Chandler over there has no concept of what we're talking about. It's a cherub over there.
That's a great answer, by the way.
I blame my sister for that.
She's gone tomorrow.
You know what?
I'd want to go to Red Rocks in Denver and see Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I'm the only one I think in the city that does, but that's my jam right there.
What kind of music is that?
It's kind of blues, rock, a little bit of soul in there, good little drop of folk as well. Just it's right up my alley.
You know what we need, guys? We need a drop of folk.
A little drop of folk.
So Shirley, how old are you, Corey? Can I ask that?
I'm 84.
Okay. You should. I don't know if you were into this or not. I'm a little closer to Shirley in age. Shirley, you remember, was it called Columbia House or whatever?
Yes.
Where they do we'll give you 3 records for a penny or whatever. You get.
It was 6 cassettes or something for a penny, and then you had to buy, I think, 3 in a year.
Right.
To keep your membership.
But anyway, we had one of those deals, and this was when they were doing CDs. And I remember, I feel like they would send you random stuff. Like you could choose what you wanted, but they'd also just send you whatever.
Yeah.
And we got Ace of Base, the CD, the compact disc. And sorry, Dad, I remember you liking it. I remember you being into it. Now, maybe I'm off, but
my sister wore out her cassette of The Sign.
I saw the sign. It opened up my eyes.
Drained it.
There was that one. There was All That She Wants Is Another Baby.
Yeah.
And I don't
There's a third one in there, too, that eludes my memory at the moment. But when I see them in concert, back on tour, then, I'll take all y'all. I'll take everyone here from Pirate Radio. I'll take Chandler and expose him to the greatness of early 90s Swedish rock.
Swedish, huh?
Oh, yeah. They were in the the image of ABBA.
Don't turn around.
Yeah, yep, that was the one I was thinking of.
Me cry.
Don't turn around.
So they had album.
They had some bangers.
They had a song out in 2015. So,
did they really?
I guess maybe they are still touring. How about that?
Wow.
All right, great stuff. They were siblings.
Has the appearance improved yet?
No, it's gotten worse. Also, Corey, the other question for you before we get going.
Yeah.
Do you believe? I know I'm not singing a Cher
in life
song.
after love.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Do I believe in ghosts?
Wow. Okay, this is a great question.
To be honest, it's the first time I've ever really thought about it. Yeah, I mean, I lean more towards to no than yes. But I don't.
So
I don't
there's
have
a
firm
scale.
Yeah, I'm leaning no.
Okay.
On the do I believe in ghosts theory. I think it'd be cool, but I can't say I've experienced it.
Pretty cool if you did.
Be pretty cool if we did.
So, like haunted houses, horror movies. Are you into that genre of things?
I do like some horror movies. You know, I was big in the in the Scream when that came out back in the day.
Yeah.
That was a
Campbell.
good one. Nev Campbell, and they're making a 5th one, I believe, right now. Like, even though it seemed like that series was done, but yeah, I was a big fan of. Remember the original Final Destination? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was a big fan of that one. The sequels got a little off the rails. But
log trucks still make me nervous.
Yeah, I will be honest. Every time on a freeway and I see that, I get in the other lane.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
They hit hard, like as we saw in the first part of the second movie. But yeah, I like horror movies. I can't say I've done many haunted houses in recent years, but I'm a horror movie guy.
All right, there you go. Asked and answered. Thank you for that.
Now we have to ask Bryce at 5 o'clock.
I cannot wait to hear Bryce's answer. Well, I've seen 3 ghosts just this week. I can't wait to hear what he's got to say. All right, Corey, thank you for joining us twice last week, by the way.
Oh, I thought we were done.
No, we got
you were sending me out.
We got to improve this segment before we can.
We probably should talk a little bit beforehand. You were just hoovering in some peanuts over there.
Oh, hoovering. Nice baseball reference to ECU baseball. Lane Hoover back in the lineup for the Pirates. And I'm going to stay in my lane and talk baseball with you, Corey.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us Friday live from Houston Stadium.
Schrader Park.
TD ECU. Oh, no, that's the football stadium.
Yeah.
Schrader Park.
Which is beautiful, by the way.
The football stadium?
Oh, yeah. Unbelievable.
You were there watching ECU scrimmage ECU, and Cliff Godwin said once they returned home on Saturday, got a little rest in and got another scrimmage in on Sunday. So got a lot of baseball in without playing an actual baseball game. This has been hashed and rehashed and everything, but let's tie a bow on it, Corey. Your kind of final thoughts on what transpired over the weekend in Houston.
It should have never gotten to that point. I think that's the biggest sticking point that still, resides within me here. That the fact that, the Pirates were getting thumbs up and okays the entire week, and even as late as Thursday morning prior to boarding their flight to Houston, only to find out connecting flights that maybe something was going wrong, and then find out officially while they were practicing there that nothing was going to happen. That just can't happen. I mean, the league mandates 3 testings a week before weekend series, but what they don't mandate is when those tests have to be done by, as long as it's done by game day, as long as it's done by before game 1 of a weekend. I think that's the biggest issue here, where the Pirates got their testing done, everything all put together, their ducks all in a row before they left for Houston on Thursday. They got it all done prior to Thursday morning, whereas Houston didn't do their final batch of testing until Thursday. And so that creates what we had. That creates the mess that we wound up seeing over the last weekend, where there's no mandate from the league saying when testing has to be done by to prevent a team from traveling and burning all the money that East Carolina just did. That's why this has happened 2 weeks in a row now, because it happened to Tulane as well 2 weeks ago going to Tampa. So I would like to hope that by this point maybe the league has kind of stepped back and understood some of the errors that are now in place here, and said everybody needs to have their testing done before a school travels to you by this point, because this can't happen again. Like, you can't do this again 2 weeks in a row when you're running out of weeks now.
Alan just asked on Facebook Live who was picking up the bill for the Houston trip. Well, Cliff Godwin was asked about that. Do you still have the Cliff Godwin cut, Shirley, from yesterday? Cut 3. He was asked, will Houston share any of the financial responsibility for ECU losing money on the trip? Here's what Cliff Godwin had to say.
Hey, you'll have to ask John Gilbert and people that's above my pay grade. I have no idea. It is what it is. I don't think so, but you can ask John Gilbert about that.
And Ronnie Woodward, I believe, did ask John Gilbert about that, and basically he said that the league, I guess, said it's the cost of doing business in COVID times, and that's their answer. I think the answer, Alan, is nobody.
ECU has the bill. Yeah, that is a complete wasted trip, aside from getting a scrimmage in and having a
in a road ballpark.
And while the team that you're supposed to be playing, some of them are watching you do it. They're sitting at their team facility eating lunch. Some of them were stretching in left field while the Pirates were playing their scrimmage. It was one of the weirdest things I've seen, and it kind of mounted on the frustration of what was that trip.
Right. And on that note, Cliff Godwin also said something about, we thought we'd be able to get, the hope is to get a series in, but at least a couple of games in. I believe it was either Ronnie or Igo said that they had 11 pitchers available, 12 maybe. Like, could they have tried to get a game in Friday, a game in Saturday, get a couple of games in instead of 4? I don't know.
I think this is what we talked about last Friday when you had me on quickly, there was some talk about trying to get at least one in. Just, it was a player that came up positive for Houston, and contact tracing wiped out the rest of that position group. It's not like it was a pitcher, from what everything I've heard, but I don't know who it was, nor should I know or care who it was. But result is what happened there this weekend. So I think when push came to shove, it sounded like Houston was still kind of in a position where they were okay with moving forward with it, but then the conference, got involved here and said, "Wait a minute, hold on, let's look at everything here and see what happened."
Now you want to get yourselves involved.
Yeah, the three came together, and eventually the call was made that nothing was going to happen this weekend. The league can't let that happen again.
Also,
because now half of your league has lost a week, and you don't have anywhere to make that up. And so you got to make sure that everyone, UCF is coming into town tomorrow. UCF and ECU should hopefully have their testing done by tomorrow morning for this week. That should be now across the board.
And the American put in the parameters of you can't win the regular season, and you also lose your ranking status in the conference tournament if you don't play 75% of your league games, correct?
That's what I've heard, which should be 2 weeks.
I was going to ask, so what does the math say on that? So if ECU misses out on another one, that takes them out of that?
Yeah.
Which is, and maybe they can walk this back. I get it. They're trying to incentivize doing the right thing and testing negative. But one team has no control over that, and in this case, it was East Carolina.
Yeah, I think they're trying to avoid what happened with basketball this year on the men's side of things, where Wichita State won the regular season in men's basketball, but they played fewer games than Houston did, and so Houston actually had the best record, but wound up finishing second, and there was some backlash about that. Maybe that played into this as well, but you're right. East Carolina was the one party last week of the three involved that did everything properly, and they had probably the most to lose after what happened last weekend.
Corey Gloor joining us. I tell you what, let's enough looking back. Let's look ahead. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. I don't like how you're looking at me. Don't look at me. Look ahead. We will talk UCF. Cliff Godwin said they have a dude, Corey. We're going to talk about their dude. We'll talk about some Pirate dudes as well when we return on Pirate Radio Live. A very awkward edition of the show. We're back after this.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
Wait up. Papa John's has a new stuffed crust? Oh, we did it. All our tweets, DMs, and carrier pigeons worked! This ain't just stuffed crust. This is Papa John's crust. Stuffed.
Hey, Pirate fans, order the new Epic Stuffed Crust One-Topping Pizza for only $12. The new Epic Stuffed Crust Pizza is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
In studio today with Natalie Edwards from AG Home Solutions and eXp Realty. Natalie, you have a unique partnership because you work in the real estate market and also work with AG Home Solutions. How does that help your clients?
So it's interesting, the trends that we're currently seeing in real estate. Inventory is so low. We're seeing a high percentage of folks who want to renovate their spaces, perhaps add a home office because now they're working from home. And so they come to us with those design ideas, and we're able to help them navigate through that.
What other trends are you seeing in the marketplace right now?
Yeah, so we're definitely seeing increased needs for home office space, folks being able to do virtual learning from home. So how can we redesign that space so it's functional? We're also seeing folks that do want to take advantage of this being a seller's market, and so they want to freshen up that space and get it ready to put on the market. And so we can come in and provide them with some good guidance on things that they might want to consider before they list their property.
For real estate or remodeling, how can folks contact you?
252-947-2526 or aghomesolutions.com.
At US Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to US Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
Enjoy Sam Jones Barbecue. Swing by our drive-thru window or try one of our 2 curbside takeout options by calling in your order at 689-6997 or ordering online at samjonesbbq.com. We love Eastern North Carolina and we invite you to come by and enjoy some great tasting Sam Jones Barbecue today.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Yo ho, you're listening to Pirate Radio.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Select Bank and Trust. Banking is banking until the service is not the same. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? Try Select Bank and Trust. Bank local. Bank select. SelectBank.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Villa Verde on 10th Street and Villa Verde Dos by the hospital are open for you, serving unique and healthy dishes from the Dominican Republic. Order online at myvillaverde.com or the Villa Verde app. Order a family meal that feeds 6 to 7 people, and they'll have it ready for curbside pickup today. Whether it's dine-in or take-out, Villa Verde is a platform for good. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty, you can check us out on Facebook Live or on YouTube, and a lot of comments today on Facebook Live. Will, this is from last hour, said, hearing Jeff Charles talk makes me want to be a better person. I mean, that's about the nicest thing you can say about somebody.
I would tend to agree with that.
Nobody will ever say that about me.
I think last week you had me leading into Jeff, and this week I am now the the disappointing finale. Like How I Met Your Mother is getting rebooted here from what I just saw. They're making a How I Met Your Father.
No way.
Totally true. And that's what this show is. Like a really good start and then just a horrible ending from Jeff to me.
I've watched some episodes of that show. I never really got into it.
Don't.
All right, I won't. Chris Bray said the Ace of Base conversation really opened up his eyes. That's a nice reference.
The goal I had here was to get folks here in Greenville to journey back to a little bit of Ace of Base today.
Yeah.
It's probably been 10, 15 years since you really thought about it, heard it. Maybe
I would say even
when you're
more
in
than
a
that.
dentist waiting room.
Yeah.
Like
Food line.
Yeah. Like you're not going to hear it a lot. But now when you go home tonight, when you leave work, go to YouTube, find yourself a little Ace of Base.
Matter of fact, Corey, that's...
Because you certainly don't have it on hand.
When would you do a stolen base, maybe? Like
A stolen ace of base.
And Lane Hoover is the ace of base. Like, I don't know. You can work that in somehow. Maybe an unassisted double play. Something with the base and you're the ace. I don't know. You can figure it out. You're a smart guy.
Thank you.
UCF coming to town, Corey Gloor, and Cliff Godwin talked about their dude. And Shirley, can we hit Cliff Godwin numero 7, where he talks about UCF?
The only thing I really know about him, because I haven't dove into him a whole lot, I know a couple things. Number one, they went on the road to Ole Miss when Ole Miss was number 1 in the country. They beat them 2 out of 3. They actually should have swept Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss had to score 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th in 1 inning to beat them the 1 game. They got a real dude on Friday night, Colton Gordon. We actually recruited him, and so he picked UCF over us. And he was pitcher of the week this past week. He's a real dude. I mean, there'll be a lot of professional scouts here on Friday to see that matchup between Gordon and Williams. I'm assuming that he's going to go game 1. That's who I would throw if I was him, because he's pretty good. So we'll have our hands cut out with them, and they're good. I can't keep saying it enough. I mean, it doesn't matter what the record is. They're talented, and if we don't play well, we'll get beat.
Corey, one thing that stands out to me when I look at UCF, they are road warriors. They have played 22 road games this year, almost the opposite of East Carolina, just 14 games at home there in Orlando. So playing on the road, not going to be a factor for them. Now, playing against a good opponent like ECU will certainly be a factor. But when you dive into UCF, why is their record what it is right now at 17-19?
Well, they had a pretty rocky, wild non-conference slate where that Ole Miss series was a standout in the second weekend of the year, but after that they kind of dropped like a rock. I think it was 7 of the last 9 after that they lost. Then they went back on a winning streak, and they were having trouble finding some consistency, and it seems like they found a little bit more of that once they've gotten league play started. This will be their 3rd weekend on the road in the league already, so they're wiping these out early, which means they're going to be settling in at home to finish out the month of May, which is going to benefit them quite a bit, especially if they can get some games here in Greenville. But you look at what they've done, there's no real standout thing that they've really excelled at. They've just been really solid, especially at the front of the rotation. Colton Gordon, the dude, has been extremely good. He leads the conference in strikeouts right now, and what UCF has done so far in league play is he has started off series as opposed to some of the other teams the Pirates have seen. They've moved their ace around the rotation a little bit. It will likely be Gordon and Williams to open things up on Friday afternoon to open up that doubleheader, so that should be a really great matchup. And then after that, a little bit of a step down in terms of the rotation. They got a couple of transfers that have come in as well. Their bullpen is not as deep as East Carolina's, and so if the Pirates can knock out a starting pitcher or two earlier, 3rd, 4th, early 5th inning, that sort of thing, and work their way into the bullpen, there are really only 5 guys the Knights use that they trust in that bullpen right now, and they get worked a lot. If they can dive into that a little bit, then I think that's where East Carolina has a pretty distinct advantage.
I will note their last 2 Sunday games at Cincinnati and versus South Florida, they have allowed 10 and 11 runs.
Well, and something to note about last weekend, too, was they played back-to-back double headers with USF.
That was actually a Saturday.
Yeah, they played 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, and that first game on Saturday won extras. It's the first time this year that anyone in the league has had the extra inning rule come into place, and they won that one, and then they got blown out in the final game by USF, whereas the Bulls salvaged that series. So, yeah, I mean, they do not have the 1 through 4 right now set up in the rotation. They haven't announced the rotation yet, but that also lends a little bit to they only have just a handful of guys that they can really lean on in the back end of that bullpen as well.
Corey Gloor joining us. Will be on the call coming up this weekend. 2 games on Friday, game on Saturday, and on Sunday at noon to wrap it up. And Corey, Cliff Godwin raved about the scrimmage that his team played against one another on Sunday. I know you saw the one on Friday. Did you see the one on Sunday?
I did go to the one on Sunday as well. This weekend I was supposed to be watching baseball, so I watched some baseball.
I don't know if Cliff Godwin was kind of overcompensating about how bad last weekend sucked and he was trying to make it sound as positive as he could, or if he genuinely felt that way, but he had a lot of great things to say about his team Sunday. He was probably proud of him just for kind of taking a bad situation and locking in and trying to get better, I would imagine. But so you saw it. How did it go as far as baseball on the field for the Pirates last weekend?
It looked better Sunday than what I saw Friday. Frankly, Friday was such a weird circumstance where I this is the first weekend, frankly, this season I could be around the team this past weekend because of where I'm at in terms of vaccinations and all that. And I've been outside the bubble, but I was able to be around the team in Houston for no games. But I was able to talk to some of the guys, and they were talking about just how strange it was to be scrimmaging middle of the season on someone else's field while the opponent is actually sitting there watching them do it, like which happened Friday. So Sunday they got a little bit back to normal. They got in their home dugout, they had to sleep in their own bed, and they looked a lot sharper Sunday in that intra-squad scrimmage. And some things were being worked on with some of the pitchers there. Carter Spivey got the start, and he looked very good. And Cooch Maynor looked good, Smith looked good coming out of the bullpen, and it was a pretty entertaining scrimmage as well. If a midseason scrimmage can be entertaining, so I think making the best out of what was a really unfortunate and avoidable situation is what East Carolina was able to do there. And now the question will be, can they kickstart it 12 days off the field from an actual game against one of the best pitchers, maybe the best pitcher you've seen so far this year coming up?
Yeah, the whole rest versus rust deal, and I guess there are some players. Connor Norby, although Cliff Godwin did say yesterday or earlier this week, I believe, that Norby's, what is it, a quad?
Yeah, quad.
It's something that he might just have to deal with the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think it's a strain, that sort of thing, from what I understand, and from what I believe this still stems from the collision injury with Hoover back in the second week. It was Norby's quad that hit Hoover, and so I think that's where this still stems from. And with what he has done, with what Connor has done, and it's been rare over the season where when the Pirates make changes late in games, he's still usually out there at second base. We have seen a little bit of that step back in conference play where he'll get off his feet towards the end of some games if the Pirates feel like they can move comfortably without him. And you'll probably see that again moving forward here throughout the rest of the year, because from what Cliff said, and this seems like something that he'll be having to manage the rest of the season here. And if there's any guy that's probably up for that and figuring out how the best way to do that is, it's Connor Norby right now.
Home sweet home for East Carolina once again. And Cliff Godwin was asked if he was ready to see his team face a challenge on the road, and he said like he and I think they'll be fine, but it is a difference, Corey, not just playing on the road in a different stadium, but the travel, staying in a different place, all that stuff. We really don't know how good this team is on the road yet. They just haven't had those opportunities. They will here coming up at the end of the season, but a missed opportunity at Houston. But hey, good to be back at home this weekend, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's as we continue to finish out putting this bow on what was this weekend in Houston, this team has proven pretty much everything here so far this year, and they're still in the process of proving to folks around the country just what they are. Being able to go and win a road series would have certainly been another, feather in the cap of East Carolina. Well, they're going to have to wait to do that again here, and they'll have 3 more opportunities to do that before this season runs its course to the conference tournament. So the Pirates have done everything they've needed to do here at home this year, and they're going to look to keep that going against a UCF team that's pretty solid up and down the board right now. And hopefully by the time we're sitting here again next week, there will be no issue when it comes to heading to Wichita, because that's a series that is looming larger and larger, even with what the Shockers were unable to do this past weekend.
The White Stripes were able to go. We'll see if the Pirates are.
Oh, trust me, when we were in Wichita a few years ago, that song was played all the time on that team bus.
All the time.
All the time.
Corey, I believe I saw D1, and we'll let you go here.
Are you asking me a question, though, first?
Yeah.
Okay. You start asking a question that said you can go.
No, you. We're gonna let you leave, but on the way out,
my departure is near.
It is, yes. Okay. Just be prepared to.
Is this a question to answer next week?
No, we're gonna answer it right now.
Gotcha.
I don't even know if it's a question. D1 baseball, I believe, had ECU as their 7th overall seed, hosting a regional.
Yeah.
Is that a pretty fair standing for the Pirates right now? Again, May 10th, they're going to announce the sites, right?
Yeah.
So we'll find out not too long down the road if ECU is indeed going to be hosting at least a regional. Is that fair for what ECU's done so far?
And it's not just D1. Baseball America has them as 7 as well.
Okay.
And the RPI is at 7. And so that is about the right spot for the time being for how things should shake out. We have seen in years past that RPI may not necessarily dictate everything. And this year, more than others, it might not, because sitting at the top of the RPI is Fairfield right now at the 20-0 record. Yeah. And so, we'll see if the committee has a weird situation to deal with Fairfield right now, but things are going to even out now over the next couple of weeks before that hosting site announcement comes in the early part of May. But the Pirates sitting 7th right now in early projections in terms of hosting, including hosting North Carolina, hosting Old Dominion again, who's now vouching for a host site right now, and Charlotte's in the mix again right now with what they've done here over the last couple of weeks. So Pirates just got to keep putting the pedal down when they're able to have the opportunity, and hopefully that continues this weekend.
Corey, thank you for joining us. Always appreciate it.
Clip, I appreciate you, and I appreciate your crew, and I appreciate the show.
All of it. Just in one beautiful package. Corey, grab some peanuts on your way out.
Yes, I will.
Courtesy of Bo Bats.
Thank you, Bo.
And boy, they are good. Let's take a time out. We'll come back. We'll talk some Major League Baseball with Mark Brown from CamdenChat.com. He saw his O's lose earlier this afternoon. We'll talk about that, the AL East, and look around Major League Baseball when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You don't need a big meeting. You don't need a birthday. You don't need any excuse at all. You just need to love subs. Times 12. Order the Jersey Mike's catering box today. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. Good things come to those who wait. At Jersey Mike's, they also come to those who don't. Download our app, order ahead, and skip the line. Cut to the Chase by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Hey Pirate fans, it's time to get that yard done right with the new John Deere mower from Quality Equipment. Our premium lawn care lineup is what every homeowner needs this spring. A John Deere will change the way you mow with easy-to-use attachments, effortless steering, and intuitive controls. Right now, save up to $700 on X300, X500, and X700 series mowers. Learn more at QualityEquip.com and get quality done right. Offer ends 10/29/21. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Introducing Tommy Club, the best car wash value anywhere. Starting at just $19.99 a month, you can wash your car as often as you like, and also take advantage of our express lanes exclusively for Tommy Club members. You can enjoy a gentle belt conveyor ride to a spot-free shine faster and as often as you like when you're a member of Tommy Club. Plus, our vacuums and mat washers are always free. We're Tommy's Express.
Tommy's Express Wash, now open on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road in Greenville.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Coach Joe Dooley. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been caring for all athletes at East Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for a joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experience and professional services, call the folks at Orthopedics East at 252-757-2663 or visit them online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Ready to travel and take a trip? American Airlines has recently added more flights in and out of PGV. Book today and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines, now with more flights available at PGV. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the Pirates fly.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day, because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Let us help you get back to business.
This is Donald Stocks
And Justin Judge of PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
We're ready to assist your business with branded PPE. Would you like face masks with your logo? We can do that, plus custom social distancing signage.
Now is the time to ramp up your marketing efforts. Whether it's cutting edge, contactless, touchless marketing, or traditional direct mail, we can do it all.
We are PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
Pirate Radio.
Join the crew.
What are those things that go bang?
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Select Bank and Trust. Banking is banking until the service is not the same. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? Try Select Bank and Trust. Bank local. Bank Select. SelectBank.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Town Insurance is your premier independent insurance agency. From maximizing opportunities to minimizing risk, Town's insurance advisors offer expert professional advice to clients of all sizes. For personal or business insurance questions, call 756-8300 today. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Back with you, Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. We will wrap up the hour talking Major League Baseball with Mark Brown from CamdenChat.com. Going to get him on in just a minute. The Orioles lost earlier today. A lot of day baseball today. O's fall to the Marlins. 3-0 was that final. The Pirates, the Buccos, picking up a win in Game 1 of a doubleheader over the Tigers as they won 3-2 earlier today. Games going on as we speak. Giants and Phillies in a good one in Philadelphia. That one tied at 5 in the 8th inning. Rockies lead the Astros 4-2. It is the A's beating the Twins 5-4 right now in the 3rd inning. Chandler's Nats are scoreless with the Cardinals. The Cardinals have 3 hits in 2 innings, but no runs have scored. So the Nats and Cardinals right now scoreless, and the Angels have a 1-0 lead over the Rangers in the 3rd inning. That is what is going on right now in Major League Baseball. Later tonight, the Braves will take on the Yankees. The Bombers beat the Braves last night, and the series will wrap up tonight in New York. Let's talk right now some O's baseball, some AL East, and look around the entirety of Major League Baseball with Mark Brown, CamdenChat.com. Mark, how you doing today?
Cliff, I'm doing pretty good. I'm trying to find the Orioles' offense that are nowhere in sight. So
4 hits today, Mark. A bit of a struggle for the Birds.
It's the second time they have been shut out in the last 3 games. Sundays, they even managed to be shut out while having a 10-inning game. So that's even more impressive, really.
Well, Mark, 8-10, and I do want to point this out, too. I do this during football season when my Washington football team is struggling, but the Dallas Cowboys are playing worse. I do find some solace in talking about how bad they are. I have noticed on Camden Chat on Twitter that you've been pointing out quite a bit how the Yankees are last place in the AL East, and I believe last place in the entire American League. Now, the Braves aren't helping out with that by losing to the Yankees last night, so maybe we can get them tonight. But you are having some fun talking about the Yankees' misfortune here early in the season.
Yes, obviously the best scenario is always going to be that the Orioles are good. But when the Orioles are not good, I have to find other things to amuse me. And as long as the Yankees are doing worse than the Orioles, that's not as bad as consolation prizes go. So I don't know how long that's going to last. I've been a Yankees hater long enough to know that they never stay down for too long. But so really enjoy it while you can.
Mark, the only Mariners fan I know is our buddy Steven Igo. He hoists the colors. He does a great job covering East Carolina athletics. He is a Mariners fan. His team right now tied for the top out west with the A's at 11-7. And I was looking, they had just played the Dodgers, and I looked at their upcoming schedule, and I said to them, oh, you got another first-place team coming up with the Red Sox. And you know, Steven knows the Mariners are not that good and are not going to have a winning record this year. At least he doesn't think so. Can the same be said about Boston? Shirley Rhodes Red Sox out to a 12-6 start. Is this just a hot start, Mark? Do you think they can continue this throughout 2021?
Well, the Orioles certainly got the worst of the Red Sox to start the season.
Yeah.
They swept them in their opening series, which was fun. And yes, they're now 12-3 since then, which is a pretty good record. Of course, the Orioles last year, of course, started off 12-8, which was pretty good for that. And then things didn't go as well since then. I don't know. I'm still skeptical that the Red Sox pitching staff is going to be able to keep winning them games. But not far removed from the Yankees. The Red Sox never stay dead for too long either, and now they're already doing well. So, it could entirely be that this season, where no one expected much from them, they're just going to go ahead and start winning a bunch of games, and that would kind of put a damper on my annoyance my glee at the Yankees being in last.
Mark Brown came to chat.com, joining us. 8-10 start for the Baltimore Orioles this year, falling earlier today to the Marlins. And Mark, 8-10 again, not a bad record. This Orioles team, we talked about it quite a bit during the preseason, a 0.0% chance to make postseason, so the expectations were really low. So 8-10, not bad. What's gone right for the Orioles so far this season?
Yeah, 8-10 is really not bad. I mean, if anyone's been listening on Pirate Radio to all of the games, there have been some good games, there have been some annoying ones, but really, 8-10 over 162 games. That's a pace of 72 wins, which anyone right now, I think, would be happy to see this Orioles team end up with a 72-win season. That's better than anybody really expected. Probably the computer models and fans both. Probably that would mean that a lot of things have gone well with young players that haven't even really been going well so much through the first 18 games. I think I would say my number one disappointment is I was getting myself spun up for Ryan Mountcastle as a possible AL Rookie of the Year candidate, and he's played in every Orioles game so far this year. He's batting 169. He's got a 480 OPS. Hoping for better from him. Really, there's only been two bright spots to get them 8-10. So it's good that they've made it to be 8-10, and that's been Cedric Mullins leading off at the top. Really was scorching hot over the first of the 12 games or so. He's cooled off a bit since then. And you got John Means in the starting rotation is just looking great through 4 starts. So, I mean, those are your good, and the bad is pretty much most of the hitters, Mountcastle especially, but Anthony Santander, who's now going to be out for 2 to 4 weeks with an ankle sprain, really had not been doing well before he got hurt in yesterday's game. Rio Ruiz is also batting poorly. He's got a 160 average, a 556 OPS for the season. So, it's been a problem.
Mark Brown joining us. You mentioned Cedric Mullins. My friend Chris Haymeyer is the play-by-play voice for the Campbell Fighting Camels, and I saw him retweet something just earlier this week. I had no idea. I didn't remember Cedric Mullins playing for Campbell. He is a North Carolina native, went to Lewisburg, which is a really good junior college for baseball here in the state of North Carolina, and then played his college ball there in Bowie's Creek at Campbell. So he is a North Carolina guy and was for many, many years of his life, all of his life just about, before he hit the minors, and has made it up to the big league team with the Baltimore Orioles. And as you said, got off to a great start. As the rebuild goes on, Mark, you kind of start to think of, okay, who's here for the long haul? Who's here for now and could get shipped off, or who is not part of the grand plan that the Orioles have to be good in a few years here? Is Cedric Mullins one of those guys you expect to be in Baltimore for a long time?
It's a good question. I think we're going to find out this year whether he can be or not. And I feel like the fact that he has played his way back into the picture at all is pretty good for him. people, of course, had some excitement for him when he was a prospect, and he ended up being the guy to replace Adam Jones in center field at the major league level. And his first two big league seasons, he really didn't do too well, particularly in the 2019 season, the start of Mike Elias's tenure. Mullins was batting under 100 through 22 games, and he got banished not only to AAA, but he was doing so poorly in AAA, they sent him down another level to AA. And so he was 2 levels down from MLB, and at that point you could have been like, well, I guess we got all excited for this this prospect, and you know he didn't end up being much at that point. So I mean, it's to his credit he's built his way back up into the picture. I don't know if he's going to turn into, okay, this guy's part of the future, but it's a plus for Cedric Mullins, the player, that he's back as a possibility at this point. Certainly it would be very good for the Orioles rebuilding project if a guy who, at this time 18 months ago, really wasn't even in the picture, suddenly shows up and it's like, okay, Cedric Mullins. He's going to be one of the guys on the next good Orioles team. You know, that wasn't even someone, I think, if you were asking fans, okay, pick the good outfield, like they wouldn't have even said him. So it's kind of, in a way for fans, I guess, it's playing with house money. You're kind of getting the same phenomenon with John Means, who I mentioned earlier on the pitching side. Means he wasn't even mentioned on Orioles prospect lists before the 2019 season because there was just nothing about his profile that was like, okay, this guy's going to come up and do his thing. He did a lot of working out at one of these private pitching places that are in vogue among MLB players. The one that's most famous, although I don't believe John Means went there, it's this place called Driveline. And pitchers just go and they add like 2 to 3 miles per hour on their fastballs. They've been improving off-speed pitches. It's really kind of interesting. So again, like John Means, you weren't even counting on him. He came up out of nowhere, and now it's like, okay, he's the top of the rotation guy. Cedric Mullins probably not going to be quite as good at that, but I mean, I'm hopeful for him. It was really exciting seeing him his first 10 to 12 games.
Mark Brown, CamdenChat.com, joining us today on the Fixed NC Live Line. Our next O's broadcast will be Friday night, 7 o'clock, when they take on the Oakland A's. And looking ahead, Mark, pretty big week of baseball coming up. And again, we sit here, we're talking about the O's who don't have playoff aspirations. We're very early in the year, but I'm going to call it a big week of baseball anyway, because you've got 7 home games coming up between Friday and next Thursday between Oakland and the Yankees, the struggling Yankees who, you know, if they beat the Braves tonight, will have a little mini win streak going and maybe feeling good about themselves. But you're taking on some tough competition here in the next week, Mark, and I don't know if you can keep your head above water in those 7 games. You're feeling pretty good as you head into May.
Yeah, Clip, and just to zoom one more series out, the Orioles are playing the Athletics again after that Yankees home series. They're heading out to Oakland, and I believe I heard you doing the out-of-town scoreboard right before I came on here. So Oakland has won 10 straight. They're winning 7-4 at the scoreboard I'm looking at right now, only the 4th inning. So they've had a bit of a slugfest going on there. Out in Oakland, looks like they're playing the Twins today.
I believe Matt Chapman just hit another home run. He's feeling it.
So good for anyone who's got him on their baseball team, I guess.
Yeah.
So, you know, I guess that's the question is, well, are they just going to rattle off one of these crazy winning streaks like in Moneyball, the movie, which, you know, people didn't really expect much from these Athletics either. And, you know, or are the Orioles going to be the ones to cool them off? So, you know, for anyone who's an Orioles fan, you don't really want to count on, the team that's won 10 straight, possibly going to be 11 straight at the end of the game, end of today, coming into Baltimore. You know, you don't want to be like, oh, geez, are we about to be 12, 13, and 14? But it could be that, you know, the Athletics have been getting lucky, and they're due to cool off, and maybe the Orioles will be the ones to end up benefiting.
Yeah. Some big baseball coming up at Camden Yards coming up starting on Friday. Mark Brown, CamdenChat.com, joining us. Mark, before we let you go, what you guys have going on right now over at the website?
Well, we've been counting through all of the Orioles prospects heading towards the start of the minor league seasons at the beginning of May. So today we were taking a look at Yusniel Diaz, who was the headliner at the time of the Manny Machado trade, it's now looking like maybe pitcher Dean Kramer was the best prospect. Although Diaz has battled a lot of injuries, and there's still some hopes for him. We've been talking about how the Orioles are committed to protecting their young starters both in the big league and in the minors. And recapping today's loss, that 3-0 loss, not a great one. But if you missed it, want to read about what happened, we got it going on Camden Chat today. So come by and say hi. We'll be glad to see you.
Mark, always enjoyed the chat. We will keep in touch. We'll talk some more O's baseball with you in May. We appreciate you joining us here on Pirate Radio.
All right, sounds good. Have a good one, Clip.
You do the same. Yep, there's Mark Brown, CamdenChat.com, joining us. Got O's and A's coming up this weekend right here on Pirate Radio. Real quick, we'll look at the scores again. Phillies and Giants still tied. That one in the ninth inning. Rockies with a 5-2 lead over the Astros. As Mark said, the A's extending their lead over the Twins 7-4. That score in the fourth inning. Chandler's Nats score a run. They are beating the Cardinals 1-0 early in that one. In the second inning, Angels up 1-0 over the Rangers in the third. We will take a timeout, come back, and talk to Bryce Williams in hour 3. We'll hear from Mike Houston in hour 3. We'll make you a winner in hour 3. And open up the Pirate Radio booty bag. We got our Bud Light ECU report on the way. A lot of ECU football talk coming your way in the final hour of today's show. Back with you on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Big Ed Watkins here from Ed Watkins Marine. You use the internet to shop for clothes to cars, so why not use it to shop for boats? Get your best price now at Ed Watkins Marine. We are located in Lake Norman, but we will deliver anywhere in North Carolina. From offshore center consoles and bass boats to just cruising or fishing the lakes of the intercoastal waterways, we have something for everyone. Go online now at Ed Watkins Marine and see our selection. Stick with a pirate and shop Ed Watkins Marine for all your next boats.
0% alcohol, 0 grams of sugar, full Budweiser flavor. For all the moments you want a beer and need to stay on your game. Budweiser Zero, 0 alcohol, 0 compromise.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Hey Birdland, Orioles 2021 single game tickets are on sale now at Orioles.com/tickets. Tickets are flexible and affordable. Individual tickets start as low as $15. Purchase your single game tickets and choose from popular promo dates, including the Memorial Day Beach Towel and more. Plus, to make sure your experience is worry-free, we've introduced enhanced game day health and safety protocols. Capacity is limited, so select your dates and purchase tickets now at Orioles.com/tickets.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Damon West, motivational speaker and author.
The thing about with me is I started at an early age. I started drinking beer, smoking a little pot, and that led to a bad belief system. And I tell these college athletes and pro athletes and high school athletes everywhere I go that a bad belief system tells you to do something the wrong way over and over again. And the longer you hold on to a bad belief system, the harder it is to get rid of.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
My whole business just went up in flames, but my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owner's insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
What the heck was that?
There goes Chuck from Naughty Dog again, so pumped about the awesome things at Naughty Dog, he runs around town screaming with excitement. Naughty Dog releases 2 to 3 beers every month, has food trucks every Friday and Saturday, wine specials every Wednesday, plenty of indoor and outdoor space to enjoy, beers to go with curbside pickup, and just launched the new Koozie Club. Be sure to ask about that on your next visit. Naughty Dog Brewing Company on Main Street in downtown Winterville, and be sure to follow Naughty Dog on Facebook and Instagram.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Keep your vehicle clean with the Pirates Cove Car Wash Fast Pass. The Fast Pass allows you to have unlimited car washes every month at every location. Pirates Cove Car Wash has locations in Greenville on 10th Street, Fire Tower Road, and Memorial Drive. Pirates Cove Car Wash, the ultimate car wash experience and the official car wash of ECU Athletics. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, planning on the arrival of Bryce Williams here soon. MIA at the moment. Hopefully,
paging Bryce Williams.
He'll be walking through that door shortly.
I'm on the way.
Dang.
Dang. Traffic, man.
This daggum traffic.
Here he is. He's coming
there
through
he is.
Now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bryce Williams.
Dang.
Howdy.
Programming alert coming up Friday on the show, 5 o'clock. We'll talk to former ECU wide receiver Blake Prohl. Coming up Friday at 5:20, we'll talk to former ECU tackle Deontay Smith. So we'll have a great hour of football talk coming up Friday at 5 o'clock with Blake Prohl and Deontay Smith. We'll have a great hour of football talk right now with Bryce Williams, who joins us inside the Pirate Radio studios.
Sorry I was late.
Hey, man, you're right on time. Right on time.
There we go.
How's it going?
Good. Not too bad. Been running around today, but good old day.
Good deal. Good to have you here on a Wednesday. Bryce, one of my favorite things when you come in, you got a lot of Mike Houston comments to talk about, so we got plenty of ECU football to get to. First things first, Bryce, do you believe in ghosts?
I don't. Nah.
I do like that everybody we ask does have to think about it for a minute. Like,
yeah,
well, I've never seen one. It could be, but so you're going no.
I'm going no.
All right, he's going no. No ghost for Bryce Williams. All right, we got that out of the way. Bryce, I was just saying, got some big guests coming up Friday. Blake Prohl and Deontay Smith, hoping to hear their name called next Thursday's NFL draft. Believe it or not, it's coming up next Thursday. The latest mock draft I saw had my Washington football team taking Deontay Smith in the 4th round. I think his stock really rose in the Senior Bowl. Did you go to the Senior Bowl?
I did, yep.
And that's just like a scout fest down there, coaches and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And unfortunately, it was one of those deals where it's like a week-long operation.
Yeah, it was pretty much like a fall camp week. I mean, it was obviously an awesome experience and all that, but my goodness.
They put you to work?
Yeah, it was exhausting. I know, we had the Cowboys... we had the Cowboys coaching staff, and my other guy I knew was with Jacksonville. And I said, "How's it going for y'all?" He said, "Man, it's good. I mean, practices are smooth, kind of lax, but still getting after it, and we're meeting at a good times." Shoot, us the Cowboys.
So yeah, Jason Garrett and that coaching staff.
Oh yeah, and I mean, goodness, we were meeting at like 7 in the morning. I was like, "What in the heck?"
You thought you were gonna have a little fun down there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it was goodness gracious. So. Yeah, it was like a fall camp.
Unfortunately, Deontay, he had a great week, which raised his stock, but got hurt towards the end of the week and wasn't able to play in the game.
Oh, man.
Although, Bryce, I mean, what's more important that week? Showing all the scouts what you can do Monday through Thursday, or playing in the actual game? It sounds like his stock rose without playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely Monday through Thursday practices. That's where everybody is, and once the game comes, if you do good, it helps, but it's really the practices and stuff that really get the scouts' attention.
Recapping our top story of the day, Governor Roy Cooper earlier today said, quote, on Twitter, with increasing vaccinations and ongoing work to slow the spread, I anticipate we'll be able to lift all mandatory social distancing, capacity, and mass gathering restrictions by June 1st. I plan to issue an executive order next week outlining safety restrictions for the month of May. That is very positive news. That means we could see some full houses at ECU baseball. The Hurricanes and Hornets about to begin the playoffs next month, so maybe some rocking atmospheres there. And Shirley also brought up concerts, Bryce. If you could go to a concert once things open back up, full house, celebrating the return to normalcy, who would you want to go see?
I don't do good when I got a lot of choices.
A lot of options out there. Probably country, right?
It'd be a country concert.
Yeah.
Probably off the top. Probably either Tyler Childers.
Okay.
Probably Tyler Childers. Him and Sturgill Simpson.
Sturgill Simpson. I have heard that name. I'm not familiar with Tyler Childers, I got to say.
Oh, he's got some good ones.
All right, I'll check it out. Chandler, you
go with me to see Luke Combs.
Chandler said Luke Combs.
He's got some good songs. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That doesn't sound too promising, Ron. Do you not like Luke Combs?
No, I do, but I mean, he does have some good songs. But I just don't catch myself listening to him as much. I mean, I'm sure if I played his playlist on my phone or anything throughout the house or wherever, I'm sure I would like it. But I just get drawn into that older country and all that. So
there you go.
But I've seen Luke Bryan and all them before in concert and everything, and it's a good time.
All right, let's get to our Bud Light ECU report. The ECU report brought to you by Bud Light reminds Pirate fans to always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. So here's the deal, Bryce. East Carolina has a couple more practices this week, and then we'll have their final scrimmage on Saturday. They're not calling it a spring game. They're calling it a scrimmage, but fans will be able to go check it out 1 o'clock on Saturday if you choose to do so. So an opportunity to see the Pirates coming up this weekend. Mike Houston talked after practice on Tuesday, and here were his opening comments.
Well, finished up practice 12. It's our last fully padded practice before the weekend. We'll go shells on Thursday, and it will be helmets on Friday. Kids, really pleased with our scrimmage on Saturday after looking at the film. Lot to learn from, but a lot of good things on film also. And it's just a lot of refreshing things to see. The pursuit of the defense. I feel like our speed defensively. I think our skill positions on offense. I think we've got a lot more explosive ability than maybe we've had in the past. Thought the offensive line had a good day Saturday, that first group. And so that's encouraging to see. So just so many positives coming out of the weekend, and a solid day today. And want to finish up spring practice the rest of this week strong, and then get ready for the off season.
All right, there's Mike Houston, and talked about his team a little bit there. Went into more detail on what kind of team he expects to see in 2021. Here's his outlook for Pirate football later on this fall. This is Cut 9, Charlie.
We're going to be bigger, faster, stronger, and older. That's always a good combination. I mean, I think we've significantly improved over the last 2 years the fronts. We've significantly improved the skill. We've got a veteran quarterback. We have quality skill at the stand-up positions on offense. I think we run really well on defense. So we got a shot. I mean, I think we'll be improved, and I think we got a shot to have a solid season.
All right. He likes his guys, Bryce. He has been, year 3 here. He's added depth. He's gotten the guys bigger, stronger, faster, as he said, and they got a shot, that according to Mike Houston. And again, this is spring ball. This is the time where everybody's optimistic, and you think every team thinks they're going to go undefeated.
Yeah.
So you got to take everything you hear with a grain of salt. But I think Mike Houston speaks pretty genuinely about his guys and what he's got, and if he likes them, then I like them. I think I'm pretty optimistic for what they're going to put on the field this year.
Yeah, definitely. And I was able to go out there to one of the practices. We've already gone over it, but they look good. Offense looked good. Like I said, I saw a lot of big plays. Made while I was there, but in 1-on-1, 7-on-7, then in team. So that was obviously great to see. Then obviously being an older team obviously brings more experience and allows the guys to get have that comfort out on the field during the game. And then of course you want to always outpower and speed people. So obviously those three combinations he mentioned definitely are important. And like you said, definitely take it for a grain of salt because. Obviously it's good to be optimistic, but until you see it, you can't really, be all too overzealous about it.
Anytime a coach mentions a player by name, we kind of perk our ears up. And Mike Houston was asked what players stood out on Saturday. This was cut 6, Shirley, and he gave a few names of guys who look good out there.
Well, I thought Keaton Mitchell. I think Tajee Hudson's getting better. Shane Calhoun had a really, really good day. I thought Holton, outside of maybe just one or two plays, had a very solid day. I think that first unit offensive line overall had a solid day. Defensively, Jairo Wilson, Jawan Powell played really, really well. I thought DJ Ford had a really strong day. I think that's in Miles Berry. I think in Miles, that's one. Big John and I were talking when he was coming on the field today. That kid. I'm so proud of him. He just, when I got here, I didn't know if he'd ever develop, and now look at him as he's one of our leaders. He's become a significant playmaker on special teams, on the defense. You're going to see him play at several different positions defensively this fall. He's just become such a valuable player and such a great leader and such a positive impact in our locker room. I thought he had a great scrimmage Saturday, but I think that's just one piece of just a really solid end of the season last year and really a great offseason he's had. So,
Bryce, defense can be led by a lot of different areas, and when ECU was winning championships in 08, 09, it was the D-line with Linville, C.J. Wilson, Jay Ross, Scotty Robinson. Before that, Zach Slate. They had a great run of D-linemen that kind of led the way. They had some good linebackers too, and then thinking about when you played that linebacking group of Zeke and Brandon Williams and
Monteese.
Yeah, just I felt like, and pretty good all around defensively, but those guys were pretty big impact players. I'm excited about this linebacking core. You've got a ton of veterans. Bruce Bivens has been around here a long time, played great at the end of the year last year. Xavier Smith is getting better and better at the linebacker position. Aaron Ramsour is a veteran. And now Mike Houston just went on and on about Miles Berry, who, we haven't seen a ton of out on the field, but is excited for him in 2021. So I don't know. I think the D-line right now is the position of the future at ECU. Not quite there yet. They got some pieces in the secondary, but I think the strength of the defense might be the linebackers this year for East Carolina.
Don't forget about my boy Jairo Wilson.
Well, Jairo he's a great player, but he's kind of in that hybrid spot. But we'll count him for this conversation because he's a playmaker. He showed that last year, so I like that. As a tight end, those are guys that can help guard that tight end a little bit too, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely have a big linebacking core, and going back to our guys, between Zeke, Monteese, and Brandon, I'm sure I'm missing, there one or two guys. But yeah, when I would always get on to Zeke, he would get me sometimes if it was like a drag route or anything like that. I'm like, daggum, Zeke, stop. But yeah, Zeke could cover, and all three of those guys could cover, and stopping the run at the D line, being strong, and the linebacker shoot the gap and hold the running back to loss of yards or low yardage. Obviously that helps. So knowing we have a good linebacking crew this year is definitely comforting for sure. And things in the past I was having go so well. So knowing defense is on its way up is good.
You kind of look at those guys, or at least one of them in particular, as the quarterback of the defense too, right? Calling out the plays and getting everybody lined up. So I think it's great to have veteran linebackers on this roster coming up in 2021. All right, let's and here, this was, I don't know how much you've been following this, Bryce. So ECU said there wouldn't be a spring game. Technically, there's not. But Mike Houston, do you still have the cut from last Saturday, Shirley? Where so they're talking about, there's not going to be a spring game and you're going to be missing out on the fans. And Mike Houston, after practice, said this.
No, we're going to have one. We're having one next week at 1 o'clock in Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium. Whoever wants to come can come.
So he says, wait a minute. No, come on, everybody. Come on out and watch us. So then we were like, wait, what? So ECU, and again, we still don't know if Mike Houston kind of went rogue here or what. But since then, ECU has said we're having a scrimmage, and fans can come out to Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium and watch it.
I think it's great he went rogue. I mean, he seemed like he was a little fired up. Like,
I know.
Like, no, I was about to let something slip, but I was, no, I mean, of course, the spring game, and it's big, things are coming back around, and, football, spring game, that kind of, puts the period on, spring ball. So the fact he said, we're having one, and, y'all can come out. I don't know what the deal is about that, but, hopefully there's a crowd. Unfortunately, I'll be back in Winston, but, if I was home, I'd definitely be trying to slide down on the field or somewhere to watch some ball. So, hopefully there's, hopefully some people, get out and I guess however the weather is, regardless, watch some ECU football.
There's been some clarification on that since then. Yesterday, Mike Houston was asked about it, about the plan for the scrimmage and fan attendance, all that. This is cut 7, Shirley. Here's what he had to say.
So they'll put out a little release of it later on, kind of explaining how that's going to go. And I'd say it's our final practice is this Saturday. The kids, we're not having the whole pigskin, pig out, and uniform sale, all that stuff that you normally have around the spring game. We're going to have a scrimmage in the stadium. I'm excited about this program. I'm excited about these kids. I know a lot of our fan base is also, so we'll have it open to the public. If you're a Pirate, you're welcome to be there. If you're from another clan, then you're not welcome to be there. So, we'll have with some instructions on parking and what sections will be open and all that stuff. The athletic department will put out a release about that.
Pirates only, Bryce Williams.
Hey, that's how it is.
Stephen Igo, it follows recruiting for the program, Bryce, and his point was he wants the fans to be there, but also they are still in a no-contact period with recruits, which has been going on for over a year now, which is just crazy to think about. Goodness. But recruits can make unofficial visits if things are open. Right. So part of the deal, I believe, is let's get that gate open so we can get some kids in here to check out Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium to see the program and things like that. I think that is, I don't know what percentage of Mike Houston coming out and saying that was about recruits, but I think at least a part of it was.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think once we get some guys in here, actually see the stadium and actually see some live ball, and hopefully, I guess there's an announcer. I don't know if Jeff will be announcing, or maybe they got music playing. At least get Dowdy bumping a little bit. I mean, once you see Dowdy-Ficklen rolling and getting loud and everything, it's pretty easy to decision to make, especially with all the other updates we've had throughout the athletic complex and everything like that. So hopefully a lot of recruits come in that coaches have had their eye on and make an appearance, and hopefully make a decision here.
Let's take a timeout. Shirley Rhodes will come back. We'll open up the booty bag in our next segment. We'll hear more from Mike Houston. He talked about the format of the scrimmage, how the game's going to be played, how they're going to break it down into teams. We'll talk more about that with Bryce Williams when we return on Pirate Radio Live and continue our Bud Light ECU report after this.
how much does the word reliable mean? Sure, all businesses describe themselves as reliable, and we certainly wouldn't expect any business to be unreliable, but when you take a word like reliable and make it your way of life, the entire core of your business, it tends to mean a little more. And it's something you have to show people, not tell them. At Delcor, we show it by being there the same day you call. We show it by simply doing outstanding work with exceptional products, a family-oriented work ethic, and genuine caring for all of our neighbors throughout Eastern NC. Because in a time of need, we know the first and the only thing you need is someone you can count on. That's why we only use equipment you can count on too, like a train comfort system. It's hard to stop a train. Delcor can have a new train comfort system installed in no time, or we can provide an AC tune-up to make sure your system is performing well. So will your system keep you cool all summer? Find out. Call us. We're Delcor, the service professionals. Reliable for over 4 decades. Visit DelcorInc.com today.
Hey, Eastern North Carolina, this is Miles Minges. And this is Landon Minges with Minges Bottling Group. We are proud to announce that Pepsi is once again the official soft drink of the ECU Pirates. That's right, Miles. Our family's purple and gold roots run deep. From founding members of the Pirate Club, alumni, and even a team physician, our support over the last 60 years has never wavered. We are Pirates. We're excited to be back at ECU and are honored to serve our great customers throughout Eastern North Carolina. Not only is this the birthplace of Pepsi-Cola, this is our home. Cheers, Pirate Nation. I like the sound of that. Support local, drink local, stay safe, and drink Pepsi.
At Tiebreakers, we admit we have a bit of a problem. People love our wings so much that they're starting to sell their home TVs just so they can watch all the sporting events here at Tiebreakers. Seriously, we're glad you love our hand-breaded, hand-cut boneless wings that much, but we really need you to go home at the end of the night. It's okay, we'll be here tomorrow. And when you come back, bring a friend with you. For great food, great friends, and cold beer, we'll see you at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers, break the chain, eat local.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
Hey, Troy, have you heard about The Place?
No, Jason. What place?
It's The Place. It's Washington's newest restaurant on the waterfront. The Place is located in downtown Washington in the Harbor District with waterfront seating in the back. We're open for bistro-style lunches Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 2 and elevated comfort-style dinners Thursday through Saturday 5 to 9. Plus Sundays, we have the best Southern brunch in town.
Man, that's awesome, Jason. The Place sounds like the place to be.
It is. We look forward to seeing you there. The Place in Washington, North Carolina.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
At U.S. Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to U.S. Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Thinking of remodeling your home or business? AG's Home Solutions has been serving the remodeling needs of Eastern North Carolinians since 2017. The company specializes in additions, kitchen and bath remodels, historic preservation, commercial upfitting, and new construction. AG's Home Solutions offers a full-service design center and showroom staffed with a knowledgeable sales and design consultant ready to help with any remodeling project. Visit aghomesolutions.com to get started today. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
We're back. We're doing off-air conversations about former Pirates. We'll have to do Bryce Williams' podcast where he can tell some good stories.
Oh, yeah.
When he's got more time.
That would be a good one.
We're kind of pressed for time here today, so we're talking about the current ECU Pirates and also looking back at Bryce's playing days here at ECU. Our Bud Light ECU report, and I want to hit this clip, and then Bryce will try to think of your spring ball here, your spring ball days, and what the games were like, the teams were like, the victory dinners, if you had any of those, were like. Because Mike Houston was asked about the format of the scrimmage coming up on Saturday. This is Cut 8, Charlie.
We're going to have a draft on Friday before practice. The kids, I think they're more excited about that than they are anything else. They wanted to do it, and this is 1 year that we have enough depth on our roster right now that you could have a legitimate, 2 offenses, 2 defenses, and some depth. So I gave them. We got a couple of GMs we've named out there from some of our injured guys that'll serve as kind of the captains of the 2 teams, and they'll get together and draft the team on Friday, and then we'll have a practice on Friday with those groups, and that'll be the 2 groups of a scrimmage on Saturday. So it'll be a traditional scoring system.
All right, so they are going to break it down into 2 teams. Bryce, what do you remember about your spring scrimmages? A lot of different ways you can do it, keep up with the score, and also Mike Houston has talked about they're going to have something on the line. The winners will get something, the losers will not. So what do you remember about any of that stuff?
Well, first off, unfortunately, we never made any, I guess, bet. We never had everything on the line. That would have been nice to have some, meal from Texas Roadhouse or somewhere for the winners. That would have been fun. Man, spring ball was so fun. The weather was good. Most part, you've been through winter and all that, just grinding, lifting weights and everything. Spring ball was short, so, it was a good time. Even like the buzz around campus was fun and everything. But, when you got to do the scrimmages, finally some live ball again. Just to, bang heads and, get some game experience. Spring ball was a blast. And, of course, I was, when I think my 2013, spring ball, I think I had a really good spring ball. I think that obviously helped me in that coming fall, kind of where I stood and things like that on the depth chart. And my position on the team, I think, definitely helped me after that 2013 year.
That's when you're trying to make a name for yourself, right? So it's important for the younger guys to kind of say, hey, look at me.
I had some great, like I said, the spring of 13, I think, really helped me a lot. And then, from then on, the 14th was fun. And then obviously my senior year was, even better. It's all the hype for, your last season. You're even more comfortable. I think I won't say a name, but I did have a good, I think it was the 13th spring. We were scrimmaging, it was live scrimmage on the practice fields. And man, I laid the boom on somebody and they just went, I got pancaked and we kept on going. And they're like, man, I was just going to thud you up or something. But of course, my mindset, definitely that young was, nope, I'm old, and but I kind of felt bad because he was one of my buddies, but because it wasn't good for him. But maybe that helped me out in the following year. Who knows? But spring ball was great.
You also said, Bryce, during the break, you really liked the summer portion of it, and that is. We're kind of away from the team. We being like the media. I mean, there's no practice to cover. That is a lot of the time the coaches will kind of get away for a little bit too. Yep. So, what did you like about the summer? Like, what are the players doing during the summer?
Goodness gracious. It makes me smile because it was so fun because, you didn't have to worry about beating your body down during having practices or the stress of all that and the meetings. I think we would meet periodically, but it was really just up to us. The players, the quarterbacks really would, schedule 7-on-7. So you're competing, it was like towards the end of the, like late afternoon, you get to have fun competition against the defense and everybody's it's a lax kind of, atmosphere, but the summer workouts were, of course, misery loves company, and just running the stadiums and the condition we would do, the power units, it's hot, and everybody's struggling, and you're puking and rallying, and everybody's going through the same struggle. For me, it was great because when you got done, you felt accomplished, and obviously you build camaraderie and relationships with guys you struggle with, and you got to focus on just getting bigger and drawing. Like, you have to focus on yourself, your body, and everything, more so than worrying about the football aspect of it, to prepare for that fall. So I think I did a lot of growing, physically and stuff, and then with the guys, during the summer. So it was a blast, and of course you had big expectations leading up because the season was coming.
Bryce Williams joining us, remembering his days, and we're talking about what's going on currently as well. Mike Houston talks a lot about getting the players ready on the field, but also building a culture with ECU football and developing his guys as people, and he went into detail on that. Cut 10, Shirley. This is Mike Houston from Tuesday.
That's kind of, that's kind of the most important thing, to be honest. I mean, I know everybody on the outside, may judge us by wins and losses, and that's, rightfully so. But it's always been about, developing kids, making sure we graduate men that our institution can be proud of, that our program will be proud of. And we talked about it today. We were talking about this a year ago this week, The Last Dance premiered, and there's a clip of Jordan, and he's talking about the culture in Chicago during the championship runs and how it was when he got there and just everything it took and all. So we were talking about it today, and we finished up practice talking about it. Just our culture inside our locker room is to the point now where the kids are holding each other accountable. And that means not just with how they play on the field or how they train, but also how they conduct themselves off the field. Not to say that they're perfect, and not to say there aren't going to be kids that make mistakes, but they're so much more enjoyable because we don't. I mean, my first year, it was every other day there was something on my desk from somebody doing something stupid or something getting in trouble on campus or downtown or something like that, and it was really miserable, I'll just tell you. And they were a difficult bunch to even spend time with. But the kids have done a great job of cleaning that up in there, and I love the kids that we have in our program right now. They are just awesome to be around every single day. They're fun to be around the facility, in the weight room. They're fun to sit and talk to. I mean, I really like the character of our roster right now.
All right, Mike Houston there, kind of going into detail what it was like when he got here compared to what it's like now, and that's the first time I've really heard him say, Bryce, that early on, something every day coming across his desk about a player doing something stupid, and
I told you he was adamant about it.
Yeah, and that's your job is to be a coach. Part of the being that is being a role model, and for some a father figure, and developing guys. But man, you don't need those extra headaches when that's your first year within a new program.
Yeah, of course. And knowing you have those guys on your team who, seem to not make good, be a good representation of the school. And, to me, it's not hard to know what's right and wrong. And, of course, some things happen, but you're an adult now. And for a coach to have to deal with that, I'm sure was, a very big pain. And so it's good to know we have good guys. You can have a good time without being a jackleg and doing the wrong stuff. So, in nicer words. So,
I don't mean to bring up the past, and I definitely don't mean to stir the pot, but what does that tell you about the previous staff?
Well, I think they had kind of lost control of the situation.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
I guess, honestly, maybe, you can think of it as, I guess, it's the team's just kind of not doing so hot, and they don't really have too much to look forward to. They kind of get careless, and I have to say they're, of course, their mindset probably wasn't the best. Unfortunately, went losing, a lot of games. It kind of brings the care to the program down, and as a player, and you just kind of say whatever.
Bryce, it's important to have the coaches that stay on you and everything, but is it more important to have teammates that'll get on you if you mess up?
Definitely. I think.
You're thinking about y'all's locker room with Shane and upperclassmen like that. I would imagine that if the coaches might have had things in check, but I would think the captains had the.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think most of the time, we had some guys who would kind of hold you accountable. They weren't our dads or anything like that, but. I think, obviously lead by example, So, of course, I hung out with Shane and Grove and, multiple, of that group. And we all knew how to, have a good time and be responsible and, not get in trouble and, do the right things. That would keep us, obviously keep us out of trouble. So I think we maybe not so much verbal, but
just doing
definitely,
the right
I think
thing.
doing the right thing. I mean, we all were focused. Our team, morale, was good. We were, winning, and I don't think anybody really wanted to mess that up. Of course, you had your few who didn't quite do what they were supposed to at times, but overall, everybody was, we had a pretty good team.
So you weren't chasing the whose goat was it?
Hogan's goat.
You weren't chasing Hogan's goat during football season. Were you?
Not so much. I mean,
that was a long pause.
Of course, after a win, Hogan's goat maybe scurry around, but
that was a reference to last week's show.
Did you find them after the Carolina game?
Oh man!
They were.
You probably found them, lost them, and then found them again.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of us had Hogan's goat running around.
What did you? Thank you for bringing that up, Chandler. What did you do after that 70-point performance, Bryce? What was that evening?
We got home. Where did we go? It was just, my goodness, just cloud nine, and it's just an amazing time. It was great. You just on top of the world already.
He probably doesn't remember.
He don't remember nothing.
It was fun.
He started off by saying, "Where we go?"
Yes, but it was great because we daggone partied on the field. Obviously,
you had a party out there.
So then, all of us, get ready and go out and all back together, celebrate and reminisce.
But you had practice on Sundays, right?
Late though. It was it was later.
You were able to get a little sleep.
Yeah,
I know where you were. You were riding Hogan's goat.
I was right. He was taking me wherever he wanted to go.
He had no control over the situation.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get another break in. We will come back. We got a little more Mike Houston. We got some Pirate Radio Outdoors. But Shirley, we need to make somebody a winner right now. Let's open up the booty bag.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
All right, 317-1250, the number. Shirley, what are we giving away today?
I'm trying to remember what we gave away.
Yesterday was CP Dubs. Monday was Chico's. Today is
$20 Captain Special Car Wash from Pirates Cove Car Wash.
How about it's beautiful car wash weather outside?
Yeah.
Caller number what? Who?
I'm going to go with caller number 6.
Caller 6, 317-1250. You can be a winner right now. More with Bryce Williams on the way after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get a 2021 Buick and save over $5,000 off or 0% for 72 months. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's has daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio perfect for some outdoor dining. Stop by AJ's on Monday for open mic, music on the patio on Tuesday, sports trivia with me, Clip Brock, on Wednesdays, and music bingo on Thursday. AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bells Fork, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
Anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
In studio with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Dr. Jones, you guys are expanding and growing.
Yeah, we sure are. One of the things that a lot of people don't know is that we actually have a pediatric practice as well. It's called Kinetic Pediatric Therapy. We've got speech, physical, and occupational therapy there just for kids. If you're concerned about your child's development or just want to make sure they're on track, you can bring them in for a screen. If they need evaluation, we're able to do that and help them continue to develop. For more information, you can visit us at kptkids.com or give us a call, 689-60 8043.
Here today with Splinter, also known as HB Moore to his friends and family. Why F3?
I've been coming to F3 for almost 5 years. After 15 plus years going to the gym with trainers and doing all kinds of stuff, there was something missing and I was bored, and these guys are just phenomenal. I know that I would lay in the bed at 5 o'clock in the morning if somebody hadn't called me the night before and say, hey, I'll see you in the morning. So it's critical to get up and get going, and great fun when you get here.
One letter, one number, F3. Learn more today at f3enc.com.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Megan State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
National Signing Day has come and gone, but that doesn't mean the recruiting news cycle is stopping. In fact, the Pirates still have their sights set on top targets in the transfer portal and have already turned their attention to the 2022 class. HoistTheColors.net has the latest on ECU recruiting from a football perspective, and we also cover basketball and baseball commitments like no others. Sign up now and get your first month for a single $1 to get the latest scoop on your favorite Pirate teams, along with in-depth baseball and spring football coverage in the months ahead. HoistTheColors.net.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Live well, move more, and hurt less with Kinetic Physical Therapy. If you're recovering from an injury, getting back into sports, dealing with everyday pain, or fatigue, then Kinetic Physical Therapy can help you get back on track and live well. Kinetic has national certified therapists for physical, occupational, speech, and massage therapy, all in a state-of-the-art facility on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. Visit kineticptgreenville.com for more information. And congratulations to Wayne Baker of Chocowinity. Picked up a $20 Captain Special car wash from Pirates Cove Car Wash. Keep your vehicle clean with the Pirates Cove Fast Pass with unlimited washes for only $9.99 for your first month. Pirates Cove Car Wash, the ultimate car wash experience and the official car wash of ECU Athletics with locations on 10th Street, Fire Tower Road, and Memorial Drive. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, talked a lot of football here in hour number 3. The Pirates have a couple more practices leading up to their Saturday scrimmage at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium at 1 o'clock, open to the fans. So if you need your ECU football fix, I have not been in that stadium in a long time. Like many of you, you can check them out coming up Saturday at 1 o'clock. ECU baseball home this weekend as well. All right, Bryce Williams hanging out with us on a Wednesday, and we got more Mike Houston audio to get to. We also need to get to Pirate Radio Outdoors. So, Bryce, let's do that right now. Tell us what you've been up to here these last couple of days.
Well, I was in this weekend. Obviously, I was in Texas with on the bachelor party. So,
can you tell us anything about that? Or?
Yeah, there were some Hogan's goats running around.
I would imagine so. Who was there?
It was me, Shane Grove, and then the bachelor, Adam, the groom, Adam, who was with us at ECU, and just a bunch of there's 9 of us. I think 2 more guys were from ECU, and then others were from his hometown. So, we had a good time there, and the weather's a little chilly. We were actually going to go out on the boat Saturday, but it was like blowing like 20 and like 50 degrees, so it was unfortunately not a boating day. So nothing like outdoor wise the weekend, but we had a great time, and it was good obviously to see Shannon Grove being out there all the way in Idaho, so I'm glad to catch up with them. But I've been messing with a boat this week. My I guess soon to be father-in-law he has a 30-foot pontoon boat, but it's like a houseboat, and we've camoed it up, and he put twin engines on it. So I've been doing some things with some hydraulic lines and putting some jack plates on each of the transoms and things like that. So I've been preparing to be on the water. So it's been nice feeling with that these past couple of days, and ready to take it out, that's for sure. But I'm going to try and get a turkey hunt hopefully soon, so we'll see.
All right, get some turkey tears going. Bryce Williams with a Pirate Radio Outdoors update. We got a few minutes left. Let's get some more Mike Houston in here while we still have some time. And let's go with cut 2, Shirley. Mike Houston was asked about his team size, especially up front. Is he happy with the team size?
I just, we were talking about it Saturday. We finally look like an AAC team, from a size standpoint on the fronts. I still think got to improve some, but we're getting there. And the offensive line probably is a little bit farther along than the defensive line just because they're a little bit older. But really like that group that's practicing right now.
Pirates went toe-to-toe with Tulsa. They beat SMU in those games. They look like a real AAC team, and you just hope another year of working out with Big John, a full spring practice, Bryce, that the guys will be ready to do that on a consistent basis in 2021.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, definitely getting bigger, because I did see it's obviously talking about getting their size back. I did see Brian Gagg. He was actually, the rosters, I guess they haven't updated, but yeah, I think he looked to be pretty thick, and getting some reps out there. But it's nice to know that Coach Houston saying we're sitting there and working, look like an AAC team again with with the size that the guys are coming up with. So hopefully this summer they continue to keep on growing and getting faster, because they got plenty of time to do it before the season.
Noah Henderson, a guy that played in 2019 in 11 out of 12 games, and he started the last 4 games, and it looked like he was going to be a mainstay on the O-line in 2020, but was not able to play. And there was an update given on Noah Henderson. I think it was Stephen Igo who asked if he expected Noah to be ready to play this fall.
I hope. He's getting better. He and I talk just about every day, and he's feeling better. His prognosis from the medical doctors has been in a positive direction in the last month. But it's still something that we don't know for sure. But it looks like, there's a chance.
All right. Kind of positive there. Hopefully the big offensive lineman can get back on the field for ECU. Bryce, there was a situation. They did a lot of situations, I guess, last Saturday, and they decided to put ECU's offense at their own 1-yard line and said, all right, deal with it. And Holton Ahlers threw a tip pick 6. And Coach Houston references that at the beginning of this when he's asked kind of what stood out from Saturday's scrimmage when they looked at the film. Cut 4, Shirley.
Well, the deal off the 1-yard line, Donnie's been pissed off about that all weekend. So, it depends on what part you're talking about. There's just so many positives for both sides. I think both are encouraged by a lot of things they saw. They also, they feel like, we played that like crap, or, because they're really hard critically on themselves and on the performance of the units. But there's just so much good. You look at Keaton's first run, the cut that he made, it was just incredible. You're like, wow. And then the touchdown run at the end that you guys saw. So you get really excited about that stuff. You get excited about like the pursuit of the defense. Snead, they ran a reverse with Snead, and we stopped it. He reversed field, and it's just like a swarm. And it's just great to see, number one, that kind of speed defensively, and number two, that kind of effort defensively. So I just think there's so many positives that both coordinators feel like they have right now, but also, they're pretty critical of themselves and some of the things we didn't do well.
It's interesting, Bryce. You're a team, and especially when you play an opponent in the fall, but during the spring and maybe even during practice, like the offense wants to beat the defense.
Oh, yeah.
And the defense wants to beat the offense. So for Mike Houston, he was asked the other day, I remember him, Billy Weaver said, hey, you had to be happy with those turnovers your defense forced. And Mike Houston said, well, yeah, if I got my defensive hat on, I am. But if I got my offensive hat on, I'm upset.
Right.
So it's kind of a weird deal for him. But as players, and especially in spring when you're going back and forth with all these scrimmages, you're trying to beat down your teammates.
Oh, gosh, yeah. I mean, cool. We had some junk talkers on the team, and oh my gosh, we got fired up. Or I mean, you throw a tip ball in the one, especially. Well, I mean, regardless, it's terrible. But on your own 1 yard line, especially if it was play number one, of the series, and gosh, you do a tip, and oh goodness, you just get so mad. I mean, you get pretty dang mad. I mean, just like it's a normal game, because you do have that competitive nature being out there, and you want to beat the defense, and of course, the talking that the defense does. I don't think any of us ever really talked. Man, I think the linemen maybe were a little more mouthy, but us receivers, we didn't talk anything. We just sort of react, out of Hardy. Hardy don't say much. Zay wasn't saying much. Dave, all of us, Cameron, the whole crew wasn't very mouthy. So when the defense starts chirping, Zeke, Josh,
They never stop
Josh Hawkins.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, of course, hearing their mouth and all that, you're just like, man. But, it's competitive out there, and, you're wanting to beat them every day.
I heard Brandon Marshall, former NFL wide receiver, was on Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s podcast, and they were talking about stuff, and they asked Brandon, is it true that wide receivers talk the most bleep out of all the players on the field? And he said, absolutely not. He said DBs talk the most, and he said D linemen kind of talk the most too, and he said there's a lot of talking going on amongst the linemen, and of course Brandon Marshall talked a lot of junk as a receiver. But you were running over those names. You guys were. Hardy was like the most quiet superstar in college football history, probably.
Oh yeah.
And Grayson didn't really do much. I don't know. Zay every now and then, but he wasn't that talkative. So.
Not talkative as much. Cam Worthy.
Yeah.
Who else was our other? Quay would get a little, but still nothing crazy there.
Yeah.
But it's definitely the DBs. Definitely the DBs.
And for your particular team, Zeke was like the mouthpiece of the entire team. He would talk to us after practice. He talked to you, junk to you probably during practice. So.
And Zeke and I was always, it was always fun.
Yeah.
Mouths, I guess, if you want. I guess that was the only thing I could come up with. But Zeke was always fun. But thank goodness the DBs would be so aggravating. Golly, Andy line. Goodness gracious.
We got a Pirate Radio has video of that particular play they were talking about, Bryce. So we'll run it for you right now. Ayler's at his own one, takes the snap, and oh boy, not good.
Gosh,
not good. Pick six.
Yeah, because the defense. Jeez, I already know how those guys are reacting. They like to rub it in your face, just like
they're celebrating,
just like the video shows. It's bad because they practice. During 7-on-7, they got back what we used to do. We'd have the specialists hold bags up, so the quarterback had to throw over the bags. So that was that drill coming right into play, and unfortunately, they got a tip. But golly, that stinks.
All right, one more Houston cut. Shirley cut 5. Mike Houston was asked, has it felt a little more like a normal spring since the COVID pause?
I think we got to get away from the stoppages. I just think that is one thing that will hold us back from reaching what we can be this year. The kids feel it because it really. We're going to end with a very positive spring, but I think it's nowhere near what it could have been if we hadn't had a 2-week layoff and basically start over again. It's just and the kids realize it too. We got a bunch of the corners back today, but they're not in very good shape. They're rusty, and so during that whole time, everybody else is getting better and they're getting worse, and it's a competitive bunch, so that means something to them. So I think that they will be motivated to make sure we don't have any more pauses, and we have to be.
Chandler, he went competitive bunch back to back there. A couple of our favorite words. We love bunch, and Mike Houston always says he likes to compete.
Yeah.
Gets you fired up. ECU taking on ECU coming up 1 o'clock on Saturday at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. We'll get our final break in, come back, and wrap it up with Bryce Williams and let you know what's coming up later on this week when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Big Ed Watkins here from Ed Watkins Marine. You use the internet to shop for clothes to cars, so why not use it to shop for boats? Get your best price now at Ed Watkins Marine. We are located in Lake Norman, but we will deliver anywhere in North Carolina, from offshore center consoles and bass boats to just cruising or fishing the lakes of the intercoastal waterways. We have something for everyone. Go online now at Ed Watkins Marine and see our selection. Stick with a pirate and shop Ed Watkins Marine for all your next boats.
In a world of fake profiles, fake tans, and fake flavors, naturally flavored Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer strives for realness. It's USDA certified organic, with no sugar or carbs, and only 80 calories. So the only thing touching your taste buds is organic, refreshing, and delicious. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. As real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly. Not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. IRC Beer. St. Louis, Missouri 63118.
Hey, Pirate Nation. This is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs, 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity, next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some. The Farmville Flower Basket has everything you need to make this Mother's Day one to remember. With brands like Simply Southern, Southern Couture, Bella Cotton, Lily Grace, Brewmate, and Scout Bags, you're sure to find a gift that is as unique and special as Mom. They also have a wide variety of fresh flower arrangements available for delivery for most of Pitt County. Everything you need to make this Mother's Day a great one is at Farmville Flower Basket. Give them a call today at 753-4217 or stop by their shop on Main Street in Farmville.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulp of Mexico, a huge 46-ounce lime margarita for only $6.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
The new Pirates Cove Car Wash and Haviland Express Lube on Glen Burnie Road in New Bern is now open. Pirates Cove in New Bern is offering Fast Passes for $9.99 for new Fast Pass customers. You can visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and on East 10th Street. And have you heard? Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
Pirate Radio.
And you write that down, because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it!
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your stock market report for today. The Dow was up 316 points and closed at 34,137. NASDAQ was ahead 163 at 13,950. And the S&P was up 38 at 4,173. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, Shirley, you're watching some softball during the show today. ECU softball just tied it up, right, with UNC Greensboro?
Correction. ECU just took the lead. It is now 4-2 ECU in the top of the third.
Big inning.
Nice.
Big inning.
Big inning.
For the Pirates, so we'll keep an eye on that. Bryce really enjoyed our Bud Light ECU report today. Talked a lot of football with Bryce Williams. Had a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, I did too. Thank you for having me.
We will talk more ECU football. Wrap up spring ball with Bryce Williams coming up next Wednesday on Pirate Radio Live. Big Friday show on tap this week. We'll talk to a couple of draft hopefuls, Blake Prohl and Deontay Smith. Going to join us right here on Pirate Radio Live. We'll be back with you Thursday, 3 o'clock for an all-new edition of the show. Chandler Honeycutt, Shirley Rhodes. We'll see you fine people 3 o'clock on Thursday. I am Clip Brock. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.